Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Let me know if the music's too loud or not. Yes, to the moon, Mel. So far, it is to the moon. I was just joking about 420, but it looks like we might actually have a possibility of seeing 420. So remember yesterday, we talked about the possibility of opening up around 407. I'll show the chart here in a second. I was just giving y'all a second to look at this, because this is the entire report broken down. Good morning. Good morning, Victoria, Amy, Mel, Clive, Jonathan, Zaytoven, Mark, Green Gang, Michelino, Carrie, good morning to you. Sonia, Pike, E, Chris, Steven, Nagamo, Robinson, good morning. Top of the morning. GM. Good morning, Anna J. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Devin. Aru. Alright, let's close this. I can delete my list from yesterday. Let's close this for now so we can have our list prepared. Alright, so yesterday we talked about the possibility of opening up kind of around this general area if we pump. I talked about us moving down to possibly 380, 385 if we dumped. Let's see where we are. And we're up in the 408, 411 area, so we go back to the daily. 408, 411. Yeah, so we're kind of like right here. Kind of like right where we rejected last time. So big thing to watch out for is 409 and 411.75. Write that down, 411.75. Above 411.75, we can hit 412.50, 415, 417.50, and 420, which I'm going to write that down right now. 409 towards 411.75. Above 411.75, 412.50, 415, whoops, 417.50, 420, just so we can type it out. Let me put all this back to non. There we go. All right. Yeah, exactly. A possible great short, which I wouldn't say great short just because you don't want to jump into things instantly, but you are right because it's kind of setting up for good risk reward there. But let's definitely just kind of pivot. Let's be non-biased. So always look for good plays for both sides, regardless of what's coming out. So let's say below, which this will be a very hard one today in my opinion. Let's go back to the default chart so we can get our. Okay, so actually, I'll go back to the old one real quick. Oh, let's see how the dollar's doing. I'm sure the dollar's down. Yeah. All right, so the dollar, which we talked about this a little bit too, and this actually isn't down as much as I thought it would be. I thought it would be, past 103.30s by now, which it is down big. But again, I'm just saying I'm surprised it isn't down lower. What's up, For Profit? How you doing, man? What's up, Daffy? What's up, Will? We talked about them trying to hold this old area of demand. If they failed, then they're going to go test this level. But if they held, we'd be holding this blue area and trying to push towards 105. And this would probably be up past 106 if we had reverse data come out. But you can see the dollar's playing in hand with the data coming out. SPY's about right here right now. Kind of in this. Actually, it's a little higher now. It's pushing higher. It's above 409. So looks like my 409 is pretty much screwed already. But again, I just like to have that information ready just so you guys know in case we do start lower. The thing to look out for is now if we reject 411.75, do we come back down or do we push over it, hold on top, and continue higher? So that's kind of the thinking we need to look out for. So watch for rejection or retake of 475 below 401.60s. See, it's just like such a large range. It kind of screws everything for downside, that is. So we'll be playing it very, very close today, but overall pretty decent pump so far. So let's continue down the list and let's try to get a couple things added. But worst case, guys, we just don't make a list today, and we just kind of go by ear on what we're looking at here. Because I don't want to set a list and then everybody be expecting it to play out. With everything pumping the way it is, I wouldn't be surprised if we just kind of sat in a range today. Tomorrow's going to be just as important, because this is just the start of the news coming out. So tomorrow when FOMC is happening, that is when we'll be, a little bit more on it with the list and what's going on. So Tomorrow, we still have one more day of kind of sitting there, chilling, waiting. But nice to see this pump. We'll see if it can hold up into tomorrow's news. So this is a big thing we have to look out for. So we're probably not going to be making a list today. But overall, as you can see, every chart's kind of doing the exact same thing. Overall, we'll pay attention to levels tomorrow for what we're going to possibly look out for. Look, I didn't even fix my Google chart. And make sure you guys are doing that. You're going back to your previous days and you're clearing those levels. Like today, you probably don't even really need them. But previous day high, previous day open, previous day low, previous day close is already marked. Pre-market high is going to be way up here where we just hit, so there's no point in marking it yet. And pre-market low is way down here, just above previous day high. So a lot of the charts are going to look like this. Man, Microsoft at 260s, that's crazy. This one blows my mind too, because we were just playing longs into 65, 66 thinking we were the shit, and then we look at it now and it's up here in the 70s. That's crazy. Let me put this above these. Boeing, this is one that can run a very long time in my opinion, because it's been consolidating for a very long time and having struggle kind of sitting out of this range. So this one pushing finally actually makes me believe Boeing can go to 200 over the next couple days. So this is one we could watch, of course, if they don't, change anything tomorrow. If they're like, oh, we're not pivoting, we're getting more aggressive, they just start going in some random direction. Then that'll bring us back down, of course. But overall, if they come out tomorrow and they're like, yeah, we're pivoting, we love the news that we're seeing, which this is what they wanted to see. They wanted to see PPI come in like that. They wanted to see CPI come in like that. So they're 2 out of 2 right now. The Fed is not being thrown off this time around, which is good. This was their big goal, because that last time, and I'll show you here on SPY, this was the last time. It was this consolidation and this consolidation. Let me open it up a little bit. It was this consolidation that let us down, and then we had another consolidation that was slightly up, because this is where everyone thought we were pivoting. Then the Fed got caught off guard, data came in worse than it was, and guess what? We started coming back down again. We came back down hard. You guys remember this fall over the past few months. Then we started pivoting again. So now they're trying to make sure that they're not getting thrown off, because last time they got caught with their pants down and the Fed got screwed. So now they're trying to stay ahead of things. So big piece of news today. They're 2 out of 2 of what they wanted to see for PPI, CPI. Tomorrow, though, FOMC coming out, we're going to have to pay very, very, very close attention to the levels where we end up holding. Again, though, remember, and I'm going to highlight it, 411.75. This is a big key level. If we can hold above that basically gives us leeway to 417, 420 area, which is a huge jump. If you guys, you guys know that's a big jump. A reversal back under 400 160s right here would probably bring us all the way back down to 390s, basically where we jumped from yesterday. So keep that in mind. This is kind of the plan going forward, which I guess I could just leave this open. And then also we're going to monitor the dollar. Is the dollar going to maintain under 104? Because if it does, this gives even more leeway for SPY to possibly hit 420. So 2 things. We need to see SPY break above 411.75. Now remember, and I'm probably going to leave that right there for today and tomorrow. But this is what we have to watch for SPY pushing to 415, 417, 420, and the dollar holding under 104. So these are 2 things we're going to be watching today and tomorrow. To make sure that we are going to possibly continue higher. So I don't want you guys to jump into too many trades today. If you're in long swings, please look to close them this morning. If you're, whatever your plan is, stick to it. I'm just trying to be passive for you guys. But overall, you shouldn't be looking to trade a crazy amount today. And I said this yesterday as well. You're probably not going to be trading a crazy ton, because you have to pay attention to not just Tuesday, but also Wednesday. So don't get thrown off. We're not done with the news coming out. We still have another day tomorrow. There's still a big piece of news coming out tomorrow. So we have to see, are they truly going to pivot? And if a 25-point hike comes out, we will probably fly, which I don't think that's going to happen, but you're starting to see talk on it now just because of what news is coming out. They'll probably do 50 points still, in my opinion. And then a lot of people are kind of estimating that they won't throw a rate hike in February, which I also think will happen. Or I don't agree with that is what I'm trying to say. I do think a rate hike will happen in February, even if it's just 25 points. So these are also kind of other side things to look out for that could surprise the market. I'm just throwing it out there because I don't want you guys to ever see it happen, and then you're like, oh, crap. And then that's another great point that Chris just made. We have quad witching on Friday. So there's going to be a crazier amount of volatility coming around on Friday. A lot of different expirations are going to be closing. So be very careful going into Friday, but it looks like middle of Wednesday, end of Wednesday, as well as Thursday are going to give you way better trading opportunities. But please, please, please do not trade heavy. Don't trade the same amount that you normally do. Don't trade with as much as you normally do. And if you survive this week, you'll have a great time going into the next couple weeks, in my opinion. So just take it slow, kind of monitor and analyze what's coming out, what's possible, what strengths do we have, what weaknesses do we have. So these are the couple of things we're going to be watching going into next week. But overall, this is very good news for us to hear coming out. It's very nice to see SPY pumping. It's very nice to see us damn near 410 basically. So that's pretty impressive. But yeah, what are y'all's thoughts though? You've heard my thoughts, my breakdown, everything. So full port, yeah, exactly. Before today, top rate was to be 5%. Now Fed 4.8, so 2 points lower expected as top rate now. Yeah, I figured you're. I mean, I was hoping you were kidding. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. Again, I'm not going to be making a watch list due to what's going on, as I just explained. But overall, we'll still try to go through as many tickers as we can. We'll try to cover what's possible. If we end up pushing higher, we'll show what's possible. But mainly going to be watching 411.75 today. That'll be the big key level to look at. But drop your thoughts though. Let me see what y'all think about the market. What y'all have breaking out? Do you have calls? Do you have any puts that just got screwed? Do you have, what are you guys in? What are you guys looking to get in? What are y'all's opinions about all of this? Good morning, Ray. Glad to see you in here, man. How have you been? Can I look at Apple? Yeah, no problem. They pushed up above my 147 and my 149. It looks like if they try to hold 149, they can make it to 151 again. If they break through 149, there's a big chance they hit 147 again. Hedge with 388 puts, but I think the 408s will render them useless. Looks like we get the Santa rally until the recession sets in. Definitely, and definitely if we can hold over 411.75, I'm not joking. That level is pretty damn impressive. It's not just from recent. I just have it drawn from that recent high that we had from before. But it's actually a pretty important level from price history. I've only been scalping, adding my long-term portfolio. That's not bad. Just kind of taking small trades here and there, and then dumping some of the excess into your long-term. That's pretty smart. The market will continue higher over time, but it's just the question is how much time. Could it be 1 year? Could it be 5 years? It's kind of up in the air. Extremely cautionary market, only going to scalp the best / quick setups. That's smart. Again, that's if you are going to take any trades this week, I would make it quick scalps. I wouldn't be looking to try and hold trades super long. And also, I saw a lot of people on Twitter and all kinds of social media. I saw a lot of people saying how bearish everything was. So you can only imagine how painful everything is for some people right now. Good morning, Miggy. Glad to have you in here. Tesla at resistance. All right, we'll check it again. And yeah, they're not even actually pumping as hard as I thought they would be. It looks like Tesla's big level is 179.50, but they have a pretty strong resistance here, 177 in the pre-market, the meat of it. Which also almost lines up with what we had yesterday. Previous day highs at 177.40. Previous day opens at about 176.15. So they're definitely needing to pass that general area, which I guess we can highlight that. Previous day high to the previous day open. They need to get by that for increased movement. So we'll definitely keep that on watch. Yeah, everything made a big jump. The data came out. Everything made a big jump. Move already happened, so not expecting too much of a push, more of consolidation, or move lower for at least a 50% gap fill. I agree with what Raul just said. I should probably pin that. I'm going to pin what you just said, Raul. That's probably what's going to happen today. You're right on it. I'm not even joking. That's probably a lot closer than anyone could guess. Good morning, man. Good morning, Oscar. But yes, SF, everything made a big jump. But yeah, your Visa doing pretty good, it looks like. When we talked about it, it was trying to break the trend line, but it didn't give anything, significant. I would say this is actually pretty weak. If it had closed a new low right here, I would say this is going to continue lower. But now that it's held here, it actually had strength before the data came out, so that's nice to see. And now that they have rising volume yesterday, this is actually holding them above the gap fill, and now they have a good chance of breaking that 220. So keep watch on 218.70s, 215.70s. But it looks like they're holding above both. They gapped up above the first one, and they're above that higher one right now. So it looks like if they can hold this, they can continue on. But just be very careful. Like Raul just said, you can't really expect there to be a whole lot more moves just because of what just happened. And we're not done, guys. This isn't the only news coming out. We still have tomorrow. So don't sit here and think, oh, we're in the clear. No, we're not. We're not in the clear at all. So be very careful. But I like how you said that, Rule. Really, really good job. That was a very mature way of putting what is possible. The last few CPI days, everything else is melted up green. It's been a positive print. I wouldn't be surprised if we get above 412 today after a slight pullback. Yeah, and see, even in that scenario, slight pullback, it would make sense to have any kind of pullback before any kind of continuation. So, but you were right though. 412 is the area to watch. Good morning, Crazy Life. Glad to have you in here. Yep, you got hit too. Good morning, Kid 83. Glad to have you. But drop a like on the stream, guys. Here in a little bit, I'll invite Devin. I'm just kind of skimming along the chat, making sure I'm reading everything you guys have. But let me go ahead and post this because this is really the only information I'm going to be posting today for the list. And here's a better chart showing you guys how CPI has been cooling down. You can see it was ramping back up. And this is what I was talking about. Remember when I was showing you the fake out that the chart had? And then the Fed got thrown off? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is when they thought things were cooling down. We're in April. They said, okay, maybe this was just too high of a print. And then when we printed a third higher number, they were like, oh shit, we messed up. We need to probably we need to be aggressive again on stocks in the equity market. And then that's when they started being super aggressive. And then in July it came out as 0 print. August came out as 0.1. And then they started slowing down again, and they stayed aggressive because they knew from this time that they didn't want to be thrown off again. It happened again. They weren't thrown off that time, and now this time's coming around and they're still not thrown off. So because of this, they're going to be a lot more aggressive until they don't need to be. So that's why if they're not aggressive on tomorrow, this will be a very impressive pump continuation, because they'll be showing that they are definitely pivoting. So that'll be one good positive for bulls. What's up, Dina? Held a PA call. That's what's up, Paul. What's up, Glenna? FOMC still big deal tomorrow, but don't forget what I just typed. This means a Fed pivot going forward. This would be a massive, and what the market wants to fly higher. Not counting on it, just saying. Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say too, Amy. I want to tell people, like, yes, we are possibly pivoting, but I don't want people to think like, oh, I need to just jump in calls left and right. No, don't do that. But yes, Amy is right, though. We still have a very important meeting tomorrow. But awesome thought process, guys. Looks like a lot of you are kind of on the same page as me. And that's good, because I don't want a lot of people jumping into one side too crazily. I think it's kind of ignorant to think like, oh, we're just going to pump from here. Like, no, we're probably going to get some nice pullbacks in between here and there, but yes, we are definitely going to move higher. So that is good to see. Like I said, over 411.75, we can see 415, 420. We can see all these levels, 412.50, 415, 417, 420. But we'll see. No, we're talking about a pivot, like being less aggressive. That would be bullish. I'm talking about pivoting from being aggressive to non-aggressive. I didn't mean the entire pivot. I'm so upset I sold my weekly SPY 195 for 51% though. I mean, damn, Will, that's really good. 51%. Think about what that is. You're basically making half of what you put at risk. So it's good. That's a really good trade. Plus, you never know what could have happened today. We could have had the opposite happen and we'd be down at 390, 385, 380. And then you'd be saying, oh, I'm glad I sold. So it's kind of hindsight thinking. Try not to do that, though. Hindsight thinking can be the worst of you, having that outside voice tell you, hey, you should have done this or you should have done that. You know, it's really easy to say that afterwards, but don't ever beat yourself up too much, especially with Captain Hindsight. He can be the worst. I'm sure a lot of you deal with Captain Hindsight all the time because, you know, of course, it's really easy to sit here and go, oh, wow, you know, I could have done this or I could have done that. And that's great. You know, it's really good to visualize what's possible. But it's not good to sit there and say, oh, this is what I could have or should have done. Don't do the would have, could have, should have conversation. It really was, Amy. You're right. Unless you did a straddle, picking a direction for this morning was just a gamble. That's facts. Me and Captain Hindsight are besties. That's a pretty funny way of putting it. I never Monday night quarterback my trades after the fact. Of course, everyone on Twitter knew it. No, yeah, everyone's going to tell you they knew it, but nobody knew what was coming out. And if anybody does tell you they knew what was coming out, they're full of shit. So don't let anybody tell you that. Nobody had a clue. You could have maybe guessed, oh, I think inflation's going to slow down, or I think CPI is going to have a lower print. You know, that's awesome. But nobody knew what was going to happen on the charts. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're lying. I'm sorry to tell you that, but they're lying. I personally was thinking we'd go up, but I would never have guessed saying 414, 411.70s. I would never have said that as like a serious target. Yesterday, as a joke, I was saying 420 is possible if we do start just pumping crazily. I also said if we start dying, you just start seeing big red candles everywhere from bad data, then we'll see 380, 385. So, exactly, that's called gambling. But it looks like a lot of you guys were kind of on the same page as me, which is good because I didn't want to see a lot of people going, oh, well, I knew this was going to happen, or, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like, it's just crazy. You should just be kind of surprised. But we know what's possible. We know what's possible past 411.75. We know what's possible if we crack the 401 again. So expect some pullback today. I would say a pullback to at least 406 is needed. But if we see it here, we can just use a fib. Let's just cheat. So let's go from where we pumped, which let me find the pre-market. So pre-market's about right here. So let me just go from previous day close to the high of this pump. So if we go off of a fib from previous day close to the high of this pump, there should be at least a pullback to this area. So let's highlight that. We can delete this. So if we get a pullback, it's most like a short-term pullback would come to here. A long-term pullback would be all the way down to 402. So these are two pullback spots we can look out for, and a breakout above 411.75. Let me type that. Short-term pullback spot is between... I'll just eyeball it. 404.25 to 406.50. There we go. Now that makes more sense. Yesterday you lost 25% on SPY. We did talk about Tesla already. Damn, spot on, Bueller. Max, I could have just been easily trapped for retail for sell liquidity. Like you said, you never know. But I already talked about Tesla. We highlighted the previous day high to the previous day open. This is where price needs to get past to see higher resistances or higher levels. So you'll need to see them break this blue area, which is a combination, again, of the previous day high and the previous day open. I'm not going to repeat myself again. But that's what we're watching for Tesla. Possible pullback spot would be about 174. Of course, I could pull back down to the yesterday's range as well. So we'll be watching everything live today. Try my best to go through these, but again, I'm not making a list for this reason because we've already pumped crazily, so it's not really fair to say, oh, this is possible, this is possible. I'm just talking about both sides of the charts today. Sonia, so the difference between a long-term and a short-term pullback would be, well, think about it. So a short-term pullback would be just going down to one spot and then you get a bounce because it's just a quick pullback to the golden pocket and halfway point, and then you get your bounce. But if we got a pullback all the way to here, that would take a lot longer, and that would be a lot more distance, so that's why we call it a longer-term pullback, a short and long pullback. So if it got a bounce, it would happen from here or here. Damn, we have 2 Steven Rocks in here now, even if y'all do spell y'all's name differently. Thoughts on Netflix? They're going to be in the same seat as everybody. Again, you're going to really want to focus on your previous day high, previous day open candle for a possible pullback. Continuations for Netflix, though, is clear as day. 331, which if you guys remember, that's the top of the gap. Oh, I didn't open it up enough. Let me show you this chart. That's not it. There it is. 333 is the top of that gap. So above 331, you only have $2 movement above that to fill the gap. And then above that, you have 335. And you still have 350 up there, which is the top of that next level. But let's go back to the other chart, and you'll see that there's not much room. But above pre-market high, you have 331. Above 331, you have 333, 336. So there's not much movement above Netflix to fill that gap. So I'm not surprised to see them, if they just pump real quick today, go fill that gap, and then you see them pull back. I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. Just so they could say, oh, we filled the gap now. We're done trying to do that. Which they still have a higher gap up, but that'll take a lot longer to get up to. They'll need a lot more basing to get there. For me, the system this morning will be to wait 30 to 60 minutes from opening, look at the trend every 15 minutes, and the opening play until Powell and Biden speak today. And it's not even over after today, Stephen Soto. It's not even over after today either. You still have tomorrow to worry about, so... But I like your system though, just kind of analyzing, waiting, and that's good. That's what I'm trying to push. That's the image I want people to stay on. You shouldn't be looking to take 50 billion trades today. Good morning, Tulip. Glad to have you, man. And yeah, feel free to drop a like on the stream. We still have about 15, 16 minutes, about 15 and a half minutes till the market opens. So we're just kind of chilling, looking through a couple charts, just kind of discussing our thought process. But if you guys are in the server though, let's just talk about the server for a minute, because I get a lot of questions from you guys about this stuff, and I don't want to make a video because making a video involves showing literally everything in the server. So if you guys are in stream right now, please pay attention if you are asking questions. I get a lot of DMs about the chat. So there's 3 memberships. Read this channel first, by the way. If you don't read this channel first, you're kind of screwing yourself. It shows you memberships. We have weekly, basic, premium, lifetime, all types of questions and answers that I put up there myself. I have a display of all the channels, the memberships they belong to, what my stream schedule's like. I stream for 45 minutes before open each day, and I stream this says 2 to 2.5 hours, but you guys damn well know I stream way longer than that every day. We stream for like 3 hours after open most of the time. 2.5 to 3 hours is what that should say. We have an educational section. We have YouTube, the boot camp, which has all those quizzes, the automation information from Option Sandy, all of the workshop classes. I think we're up to 11 now with that new workshop number 11 video. So that was 11 of them. Keys channel, a lot of key information from years ago all the way to now that I've added into there. Volume and fibs, which my friends JBake and Leland worked really hard on, which this channel is probably the most in-depth breakdown of volume and Fibonacci that you can get. I would seriously check this out. Pattern trading, awesome channel. It shows you how you can take trades from the bigger time frame down to the smaller time frame just by looking at a single pattern, which is crazy. A pattern channel which has not just candlestick patterns, but it mainly has like rising wedges, falling wedges, those kind of chart patterns. Free educational server, again, it's pretty self-explanatory. Trading lessons, trading reviews, a lot of cool stuff. Membership links and stuff. But the big channel, if you do get a membership though, and you really only need basic to get a majority of what I have, so really, really cheap. You can check out the trading strategies channel though, where we break down swing entries, day trade entries, all that good stuff. Every little bit of information that you could go through on those. I also post all my stream links, all my trades, all my breakdowns on my different ideas that I'm looking out for in here. We were actually looking for CTRA, since it's natural gas related. I haven't gotten into this yet, but it was an idea to post. Of course, the trade floor where all these nerds type together. And this one right here, this is a free channel, and it's probably my favorite channel. But this one, if you go over here to the pinned messages, I would go through all 50 trade reviews that are in this pinned messages. These are probably 50 of some of the best trades. I probably could replace some old ones and put some newer ones in there from recent trades from the members. But these are 50 of the best trade reviews you could possibly read. So I would go through these. And then also... Cluck you. Hi, YouTube. As I'm sitting in the channel. But overall, go through this channel, review how my members post their reviews. You'll never see people just post a gain and then leave it there. There's always going to be a mental trade. There's always going to be paper trades. There's going to be some real trades. But no matter what type of trade it is, you're always going to see a reason for entry, a reason for exit, a reason for why we were holding, and any other pieces of thought process they could possibly add into their chart or their breakdown. And most of the time, you'll never see them say, like here is a great example. I'm on it. He has indicators and stuff with his levels. But you'll never once see him say, I relied on my indicator. You'll never see somebody say that. You'll always see them talk about their levels, the volume, the breakdowns. So take your time to go through the chat. But this is a free channel to read through. So I would take your time to get through this. Sonia, you probably need to turn this on. Click the cogwheel, go to time axis, and add a little bit to your expansion area. I have 50 on here. When I go to my quad chart, I think I have it down to like 25 or 10. So it really depends on what you're wanting to look at. Let me go back to. I finally fixed this up for you guys yesterday, the quad chart. It took a long time for me to get that ready because it was a lot to look at. But let me know, Sonia, if that helps you or not. Remember, cogwheel settings, then go to the time appearance or time axis, and then change your expansion a little bit. It sounds like you don't like that your candle's sitting like right here, which I get too. I would hate that. Hey man, I love the channel. Just curious. I'm assuming you're a full-time trader. If so, how long have you been? I would more say I'm a full-time entrepreneur than I would say a trader because I don't just do trading. But I've been trading for about 5 years. Options trading, I've only been in this for about 3. And then you asked, what did you do prior before becoming one? I was in a plumbing company. I was a full-time apprentice. They called me a pro apprentice though because I had too many hours. I had been doing it for like 12,000 hours. I only needed like 8 or 4 to get my license or something like that. So I completely dominated my hour count, but that's because I worked not just in residential but also in commercial plumbing. We worked at like airports, hospitals, Top Golf. I did a really cool leak at Top Golf. All kinds of cool stuff though. Apartments, residential was probably the most annoying part, but commercial was a lot of fun. Good morning, Sandy. I subscribed to you yesterday. Now we went at some of your videos. Yeah, Sandy has a lot of cool videos. A lot of cool setup TOS videos, automation trading, which I'm going to probably get into more next year. I've already been into it before, so I kind of know what I'm doing. But I'll probably jump into it again just for the fun of it to see how it works out. Plus, you can actually work on you can actually set your auto trades to work at direct levels. Like instead of saying past this level, take profit at 20%, stop loss at 10%, I could set it to actually say, oh, buy at this level, sell at this level, stop loss at this level. So probably doing that. For that pullback, Little Boy Blue, we did from open, or of close of yesterday to the high of pre-market, and then I just highlighted the control point and golden pocket together. My TOS is going to sound like a pinball machine at open today. Ding, 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 ding. Just a bunch of money pouring out. The music and everything. Glenn, I was probably just saying good morning to you. Automation is awesome, and we'll be jumping into more into that into 2023. I don't want to jump it on you guys now, but I'll be jumping more into it next year. For not just taking trades, but while I'm in here on stream, we can set some up and then watch them trade, and also just analyze SPY. But let me go down to AMD. Somebody just asked, what about AMD? How about AMD? And as you can see, they're going to be starting up a little bit more too. But it looks like if they, and I'm going to do the same fib I did for SPY, I'm going to go from previous day close to the high of pre-market. They have a short-term pullback spot between 72.90 and 72.25. So about a 70-cent area where they could possibly have a short-term pullback. More long-term pullback would be all the way to the 71.08 or even yesterday close. So a couple things to look out for there. Continuation can happen if they hold these, as well as if they just continue higher and break 76, as well as their pre-market high. But again, everything's kind of propped up, so it's hard to say, yo, just jump in calls. But remember, 411.75. Remember, dollar under 103s, or sorry, 104s. These are the two things we need to continue to watch for over not just today, but also tomorrow. Where am I located? That's a scary question to answer. You want my latitude and longitude? My lat and long? Always great content. Thanks. Thank you, Goran. I really appreciate you for saying that. And yeah, since we've been doing these streams, I haven't really had to make as much videos. No, I got what he meant. I got what he meant. Oh, you're probably asking because that, yeah, the new. I'm from Texas, Houston. I won't say any further than that because I don't want one of you guys coming up to my house and finding me. Some of you would probably be really cool, but there are some weirdos out there. What do you mean, Chris? MGRS grid reference. Your accent pops out. Yeah, I'd probably say y'all all the time. Y'all. Be riding on my horse in the middle of town. Driving to your house now. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I mean, though. Like, that'd be so weird if someone came up to my house and was like, hey, I'm in your stream, look. And they just, like, showed their phone and it's the stream. Like, oh, cool, man. Please leave my house now. I dropped the G on the ings. Hey, man, watch out. I'm loving... Here, I'll say it for you. BB, I'm loving the course. Great content. Learning exactly what I need. There you go. There's no G in ing because I'm the G. Well, damn y'all for figuring out I'm from the South. Oh, I've thought about it a few times now. What's up, Tobias? I missed you, man. How you doing? It does look awful. It looks ugly. Post someone's address you don't like? I would never do that. Even to my worst enemies, I wouldn't do that. I did have a pretty wild day the other day. I've never done this in the 2.5 years that the course has been live. I've never had to take it from someone until yesterday. Someone proved to me that you can be that ignorant. I can't even believe what happened yesterday. That was wild. I was more than happy to refund that person. That was just something else. There's this chick on TikTok that exposes people's location if they ask for it. What a weirdo. She needs to get a job. That's just weird. I mean, it's kind of funny at first, but then it's like, oh, well, hold up. I had to hop off a work Zoom call. Oh, for it. I'll be back. See you later, Kid83. Why not? Someone might send them a basket of fruit. Yeah, they might also send them a basket of bombs. It feels better than trading, but I do miss the money flow. I'm too busy building a website, learning how to code, and learning about AI. Still spending 50. I have another friend doing that as well, Tobias. That'd be weird if you were that friend I was talking to on Instagram, but he's kind of doing the same thing. He's in Serbia. He's trying to help do things like learn about AI so he can better his life and get out of Serbia. So it's kind of cool that you're kind of doing the same thing as him. But if you guys have been in here for the content, if you guys have been in here through my worst, through my best, I appreciate you guys. Some of these streams have been kick-ass. You're in Amsterdam? Okay, so you're kind of over in that direction. Well, I hope it works out for you, Tobias. Definitely don't think too hard on it, though, man, because the market isn't going anywhere. You're learning something very crucial. It's going to be life-changing for you. I think that's a life skill, Tobias, learning AI, all about that stuff. So I wouldn't get too antsy, kind of thinking that you're missing out. I think you're taking a really good step. Hi, BB. Thank you for all the teaching. I'm having trouble finding order blocks / imbalances. Could you give some advice about them? What do you mean order blocks? Like watching flow? I don't watch flow. If you're talking about the bid ask, like watching times and sales, just a small piece of advice is wait until you have a good level breaking. You want to watch for them to flush or fly through it. Flush means drop. But you want to watch for uneven buying orders to pop through. A lot of the time you'll see people buying in 100, 200, 500, 600, 1,000. Anytime you see a number like 1175 or, 1,692, that means people are buying just to buy, which means they're just getting in to get in at that level. So that means you're at a good spot for good movement. But let me get Devin in here, guys. I'm answering way too many questions before the stream starts. Let me get Devin in here, and then we'll get started. But it looks like we're having trouble with that 411.75 right before open. If you guys have questions about my system or how we trade, check out workshop number 11. I see a couple of you asking. I don't have time to break it all down right now. How's the music though? Is it too quiet, too loud?
Yo.
Yo, what's up, Pops?
Just waiting to see if we get another trade on the day.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to trade. I just saw your...
Got something wrong with it first because of how Discord does it on the mobile, but yeah.
Yeah, the second one was grayed out till just now.
Yeah, that's bad, bro.
I just now saw what you made.
That's bad.
It's too quiet.
Dude, it was like a blink of an eye too. Like...
You have to go to the TD Ameritrade website, Braden. Well, Dominic, the BB course and the upcoming live event are not even close to the same thing. The live event that I'll be doing is BB course related, like information that's in the BB course is there, but it isn't the BB course. So those are two different things. I'd probably say the BB course though, if you're looking to choose one, because that live event's only going to be 3-4 hours. The course you can keep forever, and you have me to ask questions, of course. But if you had to only choose one, I would say the course. Thank you, Tobias. You're part of the community, so you're the best. It will drop. Workshop number 5 is also a good one. Which one's that? I don't even remember anymore. Market's open, by the way. Number 5. That would be... Oh, that was... Okay, never mind. I know which one's number 5 now. There's just so many now, I kind of forget. Oh, dude, my Redfin shares are killing it today. They're still having a problem with that golden pocket. Dear Lord. But check out the daily time frame, guys. It's always really easy to get lost on the smaller time frames when you're just looking at them too much. But it's so much fun to go back out to the daily time frame and remind yourself what's possible. And you can see we're still having struggle with 411.70s. And we're going to see if we get that short-term pullback down to the 407s or not. Actually, it's below 407s. It's between 404.25 and 406.50. Long-term pullback spots, almost 402.
Netflix all the way back up against that 330. If it pops that, I potentially like that setup.
Yeah, the gap fills only $3 higher than 330 now. So they have a pretty minimal move above them. Everything pulling back right at open, which honestly makes so much sense just because why would people not take profit right there?
Yeah, definitely gonna wait for the first a little bit to shake out. See if we take out 406.45 there at the midpoint of the move.
It's probably going to be like at least 30 minutes of waiting, to be honest. So we'll see what happens here. While we're waiting for more market to chop to come out, let's review some of the posts from my boys. The much anticipated chop that's leading us to no man's land prior to CPE. Price is holding well against our first demand zone, but still facing pressure against the 9 EMA. So he was looking at the dollar more in depth. He was doing an update post from what he originally posted, talk about what's possible. Let's see what he posted. If CPI numbers are good, Google will be a good one to watch for tomorrow, sitting right at the golden pocket of its current range. That's not a bad one. So you can see he went from low to the high, and the pullback that happened is straight to the golden pocket. Good eye. What a bounce in the overall market. Google looking really good if we get a pullback to around 96 area for calls. So right now, Google pullback spot for calls 96. If we continue higher, a break and retest of 97.50s would be highly ideal. It's a very good update post by JBake here. And then he also posted the Qs. He's the king of the Qs, by the way. Qs, nice break out of the consolidation area. A retest of 294 area is ideal for a longer term bull move. If we continue higher, look for a break and retest of 298s. So very good post by JBake on Google and the Qs. And then we had D-Touch's dollar mentions. Oh, there's J-Bake right there. Good morning, man. Am I on a Mac computer? No, I'm not. Some of my friends may be. I don't know if Leland and J-Bake are or D-Touch, but I am not. Good morning, Signal Trader. Glad to have you, man.
Everything holding decent. Tesla pulling back the most so far.
The CFTC filed fraud charges against SBF. Pretty decent pullback so far on everything. Q's and SPY haven't really dropped that much. Tesla has pulled back pretty nice. Apple hasn't budged. Nvidia hasn't budged. Amazon hasn't budged. Netflix hasn't budged. Meta pulling back a little bit, but nothing crazy. Google, the watch from J-Bake. Keep watches on 96s or a pop over 98s. Microsoft holding up pretty well too. Not a whole lot pulling back aggressively. Boeing and Tesla. Through the first 5 minutes, of course. Now let's see what this next candle does.
So I'm pulling down a little bit. B's losing just about as much.
Billionaire Ken Griffin just sued the IRS and the Treasury Department seeking damages after the disclosure of his tax records. I hope he wins that. I am now a Ken Griffin fan. Just because he's suing the IRS and the Treasury Department.
Yeah, I really do hope he wins that. That would be pretty clutch.
I don't even care how much money he gets. I just want to see them lose.
Netflix holding 326 pretty well so far. Everything besides Tesla.
How's IWM doing? Trying to check that better, Amy. I'll chart it this weekend, Amy, so I have it ready. But I swear I am going to get better looking at this. 184, 183. I'll try to remember that. Agreed. Going after our Venmo $600 when all government failing its audit. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I don't care what anyone says. That whole Venmo thing is dumb. Done for the day. It took Poots at open for 75% and out daily go complete. Good stuff, Rambo. Very happy to hear that worked out for you, man. Very aggressive, but still worked out for you, so can't complain. No double dipping. Will. I like the parentheses, not the approved method. Still, great job though, man. I'm very happy to hear you taking profits.
Then I'll be pushing back up towards that pre-market high after it wicked down a little bit, not too much. That'd be good for Google over 98.
Oh yeah, DX Mac, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I've had to fight the IRS twice and I've won twice. It is insane. It's crazy. My lawyer told me anyone can beat the IRS as long as you have receipts. If you have receipts, you'll make them shit themselves. Because they don't keep that stuff. And hey, what'd you know? I had my receipts and we won twice. So it just goes to show anybody could beat the IRS. It's just, what is it about? And do you have your receipts? Because they definitely don't have them. They don't have them because they want you to lose. They want there to be no receipt. It's just a saying, Noxta.
Netflix popped that level, pushing 331 real fast. See if it confirms over 330.
Isaiah,
Meta moving higher.
that's what I'm talking about, Isaiah. Like what you just said. What messes me up is they know how much I owe in taxes, but I'm the one who has to figure it out. That's my exact point. They don't keep exact numbers on this stuff. They know, but if they expect you to not have the receipts to bring it up there, and then they're like, oh, well, you don't know it, we can charge you more. You're late. You know, and it's like, what the heck? The IRS is the worst. Hope you creeps got receipts. Meta back to PMH. Good call out. And yeah, SPY just taking a slight pullback. I think a lot of us expected at least this. AMD already showing some strength again. They have some buyers. Tesla's back into its pullback spot. Watch this 171, 172 area for a possible buy the dip. If not, they will be fading back down to yesterday's low/close and the lower end of their pre-market. Apple looking like they want to come back down if they can maintain under 149. You can target 147 for puts if you like the 149 break. Nvidia and AMD showing strength again back over there today's open. They have not broken their pre-market high, but those are both showing a lot of strength today. AMD and Nvidia. Netflix smacking that 331 again. That's over 331. You have to watch 333 because that's the top of the gap fill on the daily time frame. Google getting busy over 98. They didn't even want to take that small pullback. I am seeing a little bit of strength in a lot of these tickers now. Apple's kind of concerning, but a lot of these other ones are holding up very, very well. This is going to bring a little bit of buyers into SPY here. Also,
Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
If SPY takes out that previous level here at 411.68, it's probably going to push 414 pretty fast. I wouldn't be surprised if it moves fast if it does make that move.
Yeah, I've been
so
saying
be careful.
411.75 for a good psych number. It's like the big breakout spot from that past green rejection we had. XOK getting some buyers back over today's open. Healthcare still not over today's open. Same for discretionary. Comms are over today's open. Financials are pulling back. Industrials pulled back. Staples. Real estate's still holding up. Base, utility, energy, which I kind of expected energy to be up today regardless of the data, just because of where they're possibly going to reject on the bigger time frames. They're most likely going to go up to this blue area here and reject at first. We'll get a little bit of basing here, and then we'll see if they have strength to push higher or if they're going to push lower again over time. So that one's going to be a little bit of a slow process. Oil futures for the energy sector. SPY is still holding up very well, though, on the bigger time frames.
Meta coming up 122.74. Microsoft, not much of a retest coming back up. Same. Tesla's coming back up. Got a green candle.
Yeah, Knox, that's a good point, and Amazon, like you said. Legendary Ninja, at the end of every year, your broker should be sending you monthly statements. You should have them. If they haven't sent them to you, they have them. So whoever your broker is, contact them. Let me go to Google for JBait, because that one's still doing really good from his mention over 98s. Watch for AMD to try to hold today's open or 74.30s. That'll be a very impressive pullback spot for another bounce. Nvidia just needs to basically hold where they're at. Those are both pretty bullish, though, over today's open. Insane recovery for them, too, because they didn't even pull back really. So I say recovery, but it's not really a recovery from anything. Is Nerdy Bicep a power lifter? He's a superhero, that's for sure.
Nah, I just work out, man.
I work out.
I don't want to take the drugs required that it takes to be competitive at the elite level in that sport. And most any of them that tell you they're not on it are lying straight to your face.
How much did you deadlift yesterday? How much was that?
It was just 495 for reps. It wasn't anything crazy.
He literally reps 500. With his feet together, too. He wasn't even comfortably standing. I think that's what me and Jonathan were talking about yesterday, Devin. When you were doing that, we were like, damn, his feet are like really close together. Like he's doing this with like restricting himself. He's doing this.
Yeah, because not to be off topic, but the way that lift I was doing, if you deadlift like that over a decent period of time and go back to normal, you're gonna severely increase your max rep.
Jesus. Everyone's saying the same thing I'm saying. Just 495. Yeah, he reps that while restricting himself. It's crazy.
All right. Microsoft looking pretty good. Just want to see SPY get over this level now. Get over opening price.
I don't need anything crazy. Just 500 pounds. Just like 3 of you guys mixed together.
People really getting going. Almost at 99.
Good. Go to 100. My boy J-Bake wants 100. Already a pretty good move, though, from J-Bake's trade idea in the Top Watches channel. Already a $1 move over 98 and a little over $1 past 97.89. Microsoft holding pretty well, too. Even though they're not passing the pre-market high right now, they have a pretty good rejection candle forming. Still nice to see them re-break their today's open and push back to the top of pre-market. Square's making a new high. I also want to see what Tesla does here. They kind of did the pullback I wanted to see, and now they're rejecting the area they need to get above. So there's a really big trade about to happen here on Tesla, either below this area, or you're going to see it above 174s. So that's the next move on Tesla. Apple, everyone needs to keep a close eye on. This is the king of the market, and they're just holding to the right.
It's like healthcare is pulling back a little bit. Like an energy still trying to hold up. Might be a nice 30-minute candle day.
Leland said, SPY lower high looks like a deeper retracement coming. I would like to see a deeper retracement back into this area at least, kind of like what Tesla did. Now, I'm glad SPY isn't doing what Tesla did because I don't want it to happen that fast, but it's still nice to see Tesla doing what we want to see SPY do. Pull back down to a better short-term pullback and then get a bounce or see a range trade. Like Devin said, though, we need more time to go by. But yeah, pretty impressive pump this morning. Can't wait to see what tomorrow holds in store for us. Oh, this is what we wanted to see, Sherman. This is what we wanted. Remember what we talked about. I think we were talking about it right here. We were saying this is a good short candle. But we compared it to over here where we said, you know, it might be just the first candle that pops up. We want to wait for that second one to pop up at the rejection. And look what we're getting after the DCC, the recovery, and the same exact spot, we're possibly getting another rejection. So it looks like if we watch under 538s, we have a really good short swing on our hands for UNH. But be very careful, of course. The market could jump us up again tomorrow. So don't want to throw anybody into a swing that's not, you know, that doesn't have good plan around it. So. But I do like the passiveness that's now showing, Sherman. It's not just one candle. It's not just two candles. It's not just one rejection. It's multiple rejections now. So actually kind of adding into the confirmations for possible bear movement. Let's see what we get, though. Tesla's stuck in that range. Google's still going above 99s.
Netflix holding 330, but still below that previous high. It was 50 cents away from that 333 level. So if it pops that, that's going to be looking crazy on Netflix.
Could call out Tulip. Could call out Moon. Could call out Daffy. Keep them coming, Leland. I like the updates.
B coming back up after its retest. Google still moving higher with Meta. XOM back up at pre-market high.
God, Tesla's so weak. It looks like it wants to pull all the way back down to 170. Might even see 168 on that today. Tesla is super weak today. And yeah, like, who said that? Mark, possible 3-bar play is confirmed. Big level to get over, though, is today's open and 411.75. So it's kind of a combination of these two levels here now. Fiddled with the Google Sheets document you posted from the 410 challenge. Definitely helping me review my progress. Hindsight. Appreciate it, Billy. No problem, man. And thank you for taking time to review that. I had a lot of people who say, yeah, man, I've gone through your content and then never heard of the trade log. So that's how you know they haven't gone through it all. But I'm really happy to see you using that, Tulip. I've had a few people make better versions of it since then. So if I end up doing another swing trading challenge, I will probably use the new style. But I do love that sheet that I have because it's a perfect trade log. I mean, it covers everything you need. I probably will do another swing challenge, though, beginning of next year. So if you guys are happy about that, definitely look for that coming next year. I'll probably do it like middle of January or start at end of January, something like that. But yeah, last time, or 2 times ago, we did a 420 account, and I took it from, I think, like, I don't know, maybe it was like 350. I can't remember. It was a very small amount. It was like 250 or 450. It was one of those. But we took the account to like 2K, and the second time we took the account from 410. It was 410 because that was my first contract buy. I was just kind of going off that. And then we sold it at, or we got done with the account at like 1.8k. I was just kind of done chilling with it. And then ever since then, I've been doing streams, so I haven't had time to get back into it. But I'll probably do another one January, middle or end of January.
You got about 4 minutes on this first 30-minute candle. Amazon coming back up to that pre-market high. X to limit pre-market high.
And yeah, I posted in a little bit, Noxta. I don't have it on me right now. But when I do it, though, I'll be sure to make sure you guys have your own blank template as well, so we can have the same sheets. Of course, we'll probably have different trades on them, but you'll love it, Noxta. For someone like you, who's doing swing trading a lot right now, you'll love the trade log. Kind of keeps you on track a little bit more. It makes you feel like you're more disciplined, too. But yeah, let me know if y'all would like to see the swing trading challenge. This would be my 3rd one or 4th one. I basically just trade patterns with good positioning on the daily time frame. At the beginning, I have horrible risk reward though, because I'm basically putting most of my account on my single trades. But as time goes on, I try to better my risk reward, because then I have more money. But yeah, all swing trades. And I didn't do the video for the second one. I just kind of talked about it here and there in the streams and in chat. But the first challenge I did has an entire video with breakdowns on each and every trade I took, the patterns that were involved, the targets, the trade plan, which is one of the workshop videos. I'd have to go look at which number it is, but it's one of the workshop videos though. It's literally called like swing trading account or something. Yeah, I kind of like this new playlist I found. But be sure to share the streams though, guys. I haven't said that enough, but be sure to share these with your friends, fellow traders, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you have your friends on, or people you know that trade. Be sure to share the streams with them. They're public. Probably not going to be too much action today with after the CPI print, and we're also waiting in anticipation of tomorrow's events. The S&P 500 hit a 2-month high.
So losing 170.
Yeah, they closed under the pullback spot.
Netflix has got a big indecision on the 10-minute.
Apple barcoding. What friends, Bueller? Means you gotta have friends to share it. I guess you're right. I shouldn't assume you guys have friends. I'm sorry. There I go again, assuming. Yeah, very nice pullback. Like I said on Tesla, if they end up closing under the blue area, which they did with rising volume too, very impressive to see that happen. Probably going to see that pullback to 168, possibly even the low of yesterday. So I'm not really surprised to see this pullback after how they reacted to that short-term pullback. But yeah, Tesla overall very weak compared to the market. Not even close to what anything else is doing. They're only up 0.5%. Everything else is up way more. I mean, besides Boeing, of course. But that's wild. And we also saw this yesterday. I talked about this yesterday. When we had that pump on SPY yesterday, end of day, when this was happening, this is what Tesla did. They went down more. So Tesla had some pretty big weakness even going into today. So if you did take that short idea, I would be taking some profits right now, mainly because you have hit the bottom of pre-market. Again, pre-market gapped up this morning, started here. So if you did take that short idea under the 172 area that I had marked there in the blue area, if you did take that short, this would be a great time to take profits, get out of that trade, and just wait for another opportunity. All right, let's see if SPY wants to pull back more or not. Kind of representing a bear flag from open. So see if they pull back down to 406.80s or not. Or if we're just going to keep basing in between this little $3, almost $4 range. Good stuff, Mel. Out of Tesla at 20%. That's what's up, man. BA is red now? Yeah, it is. Oh, actually, they're still positive by 0.19. But yeah, I see what you're saying. They're kind of fluctuating. Good stuff, though, Mel. Round of applause for Mel. I think he took that on his own, though. I don't think he took that because of what I said. Made the goal for the day. 21% on SPY calls after 10 minutes. Thanks for the chill stream. That's what's up, Bill. I'm very happy you enjoyed the streams, man. Round of applause for Bill. Bill Donsky.
Bill, no, this ass guy.
Bill. Get a rave show of Bill. Oh, Tesla's red now. Tesla and Boeing are now red.
Yeah. Meta coming back through pre-market high. Google's definitely the leader right now. That holding up pretty well still. It was on Microsoft and Apple, not too much movement though.
If Apple does close right under 149 though with rising volume and closes here, guys, that would be a very good short down to 147. 147.25 is what I would say my target is. Amazon, you could do the same exact play as what I just said on Apple, except the level is different, of course. The level would be, if it'll change my chart back, under 94.30s. So watch under 94.30s on Amazon. Meta is actually breaking there today's open. That's a very good short level there at about 121.90s. If you want to wait for a better opportunity, 120.50s is the level to watch. Square, we can watch under 70. Three black crows on Tessie. Could call out Caleb. How you doing, Caleb?
Yo, Caleb.
Apple closed under with rising volume, everybody. I would leave your stop loss at today's either open or high. So basically around 149.50s is where you should keep your mental stop loss. Target 148 and then 147.25. These are two really good areas to target. We'll come back. I'll come back to it, of course, as I'm trying to also gauge SPY. So Apple's breaking on its own. There's no confirmation on SPY yet. SPY has not broken anything lower yet. So you still have one confluence not picking up for Apple. BA did get smoked. What up, brother? Let's take a mental trade on it. Snippet tool acting up for the trade review. Of course. And yeah, just post what you can, Caleb. Post if you can, of course. Circle entry exit. But if you can't post the chart, type it out. Where did you enter? Where did you exit? Talk about your thought process, all that good stuff.
Tesla losing that yesterday low.
Yeah, Tesla's just not wanting to do anything right now. I don't know what.
I'm telling you, I have a feeling that we're gonna get a nice little headline. Elon Musk sold more shares.
Oh, I typed it yesterday. I wrote to myself, pinned it to a DM for myself. I said, make sure you look through filings about 12/12, because 12/12 and then today 12/13, we need to look to see what filings come out about it, because there is definitely someone selling. Especially yesterday when SPY was pumping, it was still going down. So it made me think like, man, maybe someone did sell this morning, because that was when they took that initial fall. And then the rest of what we saw was probably just weakness. But yeah, I would look for Tesla to possibly reverse at 166, 165 area. Watch that. If not, it will be continuing lower. Which this is perfect timing, because if Apple comes back down lower and SPY comes back down lower, Tesla might actually see 160 today, which is wild to even say out loud. You guys should already be up pretty nice on your Apple puts. We're pretty close to 148, so you can take some initial profits here on the Apple short if anybody took that with me. It's already up almost 20% there. Look for a good continuation down to 147 for a final take profit spot. But it hit 148, just hit, everybody. So if you took the trade with me, again, we took the close with rising volume on the new candle low. Good profits already pouring in. We like your wild calls, BB, like yesterday's 420. Yeah, I mean, I was just joking. I didn't actually think we'd get close to it. I was just trying to think realistically what is possible. You know, 420 is possible. I mean, it's not that crazy to say. I keep joking about it, but it really isn't that crazy to say out loud. We'll see what happens, though. You know me, I like to be pretty open-minded. I'm not really bearish or bullish. I like to play both sides. I like to look for opportunity no matter what things look like. Look at that, guys. Already getting a slight pullback on Apple there, so good thing we took most of our profits here with 147 as the farther target. And yeah, Tesla possibly getting a very strong reversal candle right here at 166. Probably a risky buy here for calls. I don't want to say grab calls, but this is a pretty strong bullish reaction right here. Very big volume, very small candle body. This is a very beautiful hammer at support. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes back up, and let me do a halfway point from where we fell to where our low is. I would say it most likely hits somewhere in that area. If we go up and hit here again, though, I wouldn't be surprised. It's Tesla. She can do all the active retests she wants. And SPY failing to push lower kind of adds on to the Apple analysis, showing that Apple might not continue lower if SPY continues holding this support here. So SPY continues to hold this support and gets some bounces. That's probably the lowest Apple's going to go for now. If we get a continuation down through that shorter term pullback spot, expect Apple to hit 147. Bueller, I'm looking forward for your swing trade account challenge. Love your stream, and I really like the way you do chartings. And yeah, I'll try to do my best to stream as much as I possibly can when I do the swing trade account challenge. But if you're not in my Discord, that's where I'm going to be posting all the information. So make sure you're in there before January. I'll try to hype up the challenge kind of beginning of January. I'll probably start at mid-January. I'm glad you like the chart now, Sonia. It is kind of nice to have fun with charting. You know, I'd say back then when there wasn't a system, it's not so fun to chart because it feels like a chore, or like something you have to do to get it right. But overall, the system makes it a little bit more fun. So I'm very happy to hear that. Quick 11% scalp on Neo. Good stuff, Taylor. A round of applause for Taylor. Round of applause for Raul, Mel, Sherman, everybody. Looks like some people took some Apple puts, some Tesla puts. Good stuff. Remember, guys, focus on small gains. You want to take profits at your first target every time. Get really good at making it to the first target, and then later on in your trading career, you can worry about getting to further targets using the staircase method. Good job, me. Scaled out of Apple for 16% on the drop. No, I don't trade futures. Devin does, though.
Yeah, I like them.
Devin made him a bag this morning on that SPY pump.
Yes,
I don't want to say how much, but he did make a very good amount. Can't believe you didn't get that gym membership, man.
Dude, you know, he responded back on the comment.
On your review.
He told me to call. I've called this dude's phone 10 times. He ain't picked up once.
Yeah, they don't need your business then.
But it's 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah, that sucks.
Big stick. I just scalped the reaction after CPI to the upside real quick on futures this morning.
Real quick, like.
Yeah, it was blink of an eye. I hit enter, and by the time I got to my screen, I was already up pretty much what I took profits.
If you run there and back, don't need the gym.
And that's the thing, Pike, is like I could run to that gym, but I've stopped by this facility 3 different times during what they say the open hours are online, and the owner or whoever's working there has not been there.
For real, I guess I don't want to do lifting 500 pounds worth of weights in their gym. Like, whatever.
Yes.
So what's
Meta's still good.
I was gonna ask you, what's the heaviest amount of weight you've ever lifted, no matter what? Squatting, benching. What's the heaviest amount of weight you've ever picked up?
I mean, it's all relevant because there's like other lifts that I've done, you know, like 2-inch block pulls or stuff with like 1,000 pounds or something, but that's not like deadlifting off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But I've handled quite a bit of weight, and then like in briefs, I've squatted over like 900. So I don't know. It's all you can answer that question a million different ways.
Yeah,
I think my most impressive is I did a 570 bench.
Jesus, that is a lot. It's like 4.5 me's. Taylor put a bunch of caps. $575, Goran. Good stuff, Mel.
I like how Meta and Google are holding if we're going to continue. Nothing else is really sold off besides Tesla.
Which they look bullish as hell now. They look like they want to bounce off 166 and possibly even retake 170s. They just need to get past this short-term pullback spot, which they've already smacked it. So they don't need to go much higher. Apple, like I said, getting some strength now because SPY is failing to push lower. SPY is wanting to hold support. So we'll see what they end up doing here at about the 407s. Best I did was 385, nowhere near 575.
That's still a really good bench, man. You know, there's only I think they say less than like 10% of the population can bench over 300 pounds. So there's not too many actually strong people walking around.
Y'all should use fake weights. It works really well for me. I can do like 1,000 pounds. I haven't ever asked that on stream, so I thought I'd do it for the fun because I know you enjoy lifting and you're actually pretty strong. Devin's like a teddy bear, though.
Yeah, Spaceman, the percent. So once you go up to 400 pounds, it drops to less than 1%. I still think I'm around like 280 kg. I just changed up my diet a whole bunch, so just changing my body type.
I could barely lift the 50-pound bags at Lowe's. Jesus. God, I do not miss carrying concrete, Daffy. You just reminded me of some pain.
Dude, those bags way different anyways. They ain't just 50 pounds.
Oh, some of them I had were like 65 pounds. Carry those big bags so we didn't have to carry as many of them. It was like dumber thinking, but it made sense to us at the time. It was like carry heavier stuff, but carry less of it.
Netflix is still holding really well at the 330 area. Kind of caught my eye on that still. For whatever it wants to decide to do, break up or break down. XLM never got over pre-market high.
And they're breaking today's open and low. Or meat of low, sorry, not low. Let's see if SPY wants to take 407 out or not. This will be the next big move to the downside if SPY breaks 407.
Yeah, Wacko Jack, I'm about 280 pounds. I might even be 290 to be honest with you. I ate a lot the last 2 days.
All that meat. Good mention, Mies. Took an $80 scalp put on previous day. Oh, on PDD, sorry. Once it went under 90. I haven't looked at PDD in forever. Pinduo. That used to be a really good mover. Pretty sure that's Chinese related. If my memory serves me correctly. Oh, Caleb, my boy. My boy, Caleb. Alright, so he said, watch for the Lee test. I like how he said that. Of the midpoint, as Bueller said in Livestream, big move coming if it breaks or rejects hard. Went for puts, even with rising buyer volume. Tesla has been looking beaten up, and I agree with that. So he entered on the retest after it broke lower, came back up, and he said even though it had rising volume, he liked that it was still rejecting 174.20, so he got into a put, and they exited towards the low of that move. So a really, really good inside of the range scalp, Caleb. Mental trade, quick 28% scalp on Tesla. Beautiful job, Caleb. Beautiful, beautiful. I took this trade on SPY in the morning graded open. SPY forming a rising wedge at low volume on pre-market. 411.50, another weekly level that couldn't break. As we had the CPI data, didn't want to risk a lot of money, took a cheap contract. Beautiful percentage, Daffy. Round of applause for Caleb and Daffy. My boy Adamos.
I think I've known Caleb for like 4 years now. We went to school together at St. Clair.
Oh, you know C-STEM? Damn.
Yeah, yep.
Not to scare you guys, but he is also a really good wrestler. He is definitely. Devin's alright, you know, he aight.
Wrestling's just a foundation for that discipline. Definitely helps.
Had a treadmill delivered today. We didn't get it past the front hallway. Oh, that sucks. Scratch up all the wall, tear the sheetrock out just to get it into the next room. Take the door off the hinges.
We're really just waiting for a better move on the market, whether it's down or up. Get that retracement if they're going to pump it up some more, but we've got a decently tight range on most everything.
I still like Apple puts under 149.15 if SPY does break 407. So keep that plan out there. But yeah, like Devin said, don't need to really be risking a whole lot. There's already got a lot of movement today.
Are there any tickers out there anyone's looking at that haven't moved very much? Like didn't get the pump up? Anything like that? Kind of look around, see if I see anything. Ooh, FSLR didn't get a huge pump. That could be. It's moving a little bit now intraday.
Man, these guys are late on the Elon Musk news. I've been seeing people post this yesterday and today that Elon Musk fell from #1, but this happened 4 days ago.
You see, the subpoena, whatever Twitter lawyer that sent him a letter yesterday too.
Oh, I didn't see that.
They're trying to demand that he gets the payouts for the severances by a certain day, or they're gonna sue him even more or something. Trying to.
Who's playing today, Alif? I personally don't watch football, soccer, but who's playing today? Oh, I see why Pike. Okay. I was gonna say that's been out since like Friday. He's been #2 since like Friday. Which I don't think it'll be that for long. Especially if the Twitter drama starts to stop overheading on Tesla, then you'll probably see Tesla go back up again. But like I said before, that'll probably take a lot of time. People don't forget about this stuff so easily. Croatia, Argentina.
Starting to lose that midpoint here.
All right, well, I'm going for Croatia then because my friend Dylan's an Argentinian fan. So let's see the strongest sectors today. Strongest sector today is going to be comms, metaverse, Netflix sector with Google moving higher. And then second strongest is tied with real estate, but we have tech and real estate holding up the second most. After that, we have base materials. Then we have energy, discretionary, utilities, and then it looks like healthcare, staples, and the rest of them are kind of under 1%, but still up very nice. Tesla rejecting the short-term pullback spot, already back down to low of day. SPY finally breaking 407s with rising volume. This is also going to help our Apple puts with the retest play here. So look for a new low on Apple, possibly see 147 if SPY does continue lower.
The last candle had pretty good increase in volume. See if that transfers over to the bigger time frame.
France versus Morocco. I don't even know who I'd go for in that one. I guess I'll go for Morocco. Are they the underdogs? Oh yeah, I'm going for Morocco then, if they're the dark horse.
Moving lower. Microsoft, Amazon drifting a little lower.
Amazon broke 94.30s. That was the level mentioned.
Meta's losing its pre-market high again. Google's right above pre-market high. 165.81 on Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla's probably going to see 160 today if everything heads lower right now. I hate to be the one to say it, but that's the possibility. SPY under 405, testing 405s right now. Damn fiber internet, and I'm still lagging. Watch for some short-term buyers toward the bottom of the blue area. Probably going to see a rejection of most likely this low right here, 408. So if we do get any buyers, watch 407 and 408 for rejections. Again, seeing buyers towards the bottom of the blue area. Apple really not reacting much to that drop. Google possibly getting a really good bullish retest. Let me go back to that one. Still the strongest sector by far. It's again your Google, Meta, Netflix sector. "30 seconds behind on stream, wondering why the numbers were different." Yeah, that would throw me off as well. Chill day today, nice and slow sell off. Yeah, it is pretty chill. It's not like super instant. It's not as quick as Tesla. We can definitely agree with that. Yeah, this beat is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. I like this little playlist I found. It's kind of like the Spotify playlist we used to listen to, but I found a non-copyright version on YouTube. Different songs, of course, but... Tesla with a nasty fall. Hopefully some of you have been paying attention. The few of you that have been asking about Fibonacci, I have drawn a crap ton of it today. B, would you ever trade if you could only do it on a phone? Yes, and I have. When I had my job, that's the only way I could trade, and even today, even these days now, I still do some of my trades on my phone. Premiums on Spire moving up. Literally play lo-fi tunes all day long when I'm home, so it helps listening to it on the stream too. Okay, nice. Yeah, lo-fi is just kind of some chill music to put it behind. I don't really need to listen to it, but it's kind of nice to have in the background. Trump lo-fi? No, I haven't.
So is like Elon Musk making his own music?
If there's tornadoes in Texas, it's probably North Texas. I highly doubt there's a tornado in South Texas. I've never once in my life had a tornado pop down here. I'm probably fine. See, I say probably. I'm hedging myself if God's listening.
Look outside. Tornado.
Look outside and I see 3 of them combining into one.
Some cows flying around.
Oh, it's around Lubbock. Oh, okay, well. All my homies that are around Lubbock, please be safe. DM my address? That sounds sketch. Alright guys, 147s are hitting on Apple. Let's see if we can get the 147.15.
A lot of stuff's still not moving too much.
Good stuff, Mel. All out of Tesla at 28%. That's my boy. And yeah, honestly, that's probably a good spot if you were in shorts, just because even though I said 160, we don't have to go hit 160. $1.75 away is probably good enough. So even if you've been shorting it till now, it's probably smart to take profits and not get too greedy, because then you'll get lost in your position. I'm really more focused on SPY right now anyway, because we can get a really good pump if 404.25 to 406.50 can hold. That'll be a good pump spot. But like I said, 407, 408 are good rejection spots, so we are kind of in a little bit of a range now, about a almost $4 range. Good stuff, Taylor. Another 10% on the Neo play. Hey, and even if you didn't catch it, Noxus, still good to review. Biden speaking, he just said inflation's coming down, things are headed in the right direction, prices are still too high, more work to be done. That actually is on par. I'm Glad to hear that. See you later, Nox. Have a great day, man. Thank you for tuning into the stream. And yeah, SPY in a really good spot for longs. Like I said, though, if we end up cracking under 404s, we are going to make another pullback down to 402. So we have a little bit of room there, 404 to 402. If you're looking for buyers, they need to break above 407 and 408s, push towards today's open, and push towards 411.75. So we got plans for both sides. Now, how many of you here in stream plan for both sides at all times? How many of you catch yourselves being biased and only planning for one side? Now, it's okay if you see a bearish play panning out and you're just planning that out. That's a whole nother topic. But how many of you, before the chart starts moving, actually plans out both sides of the story? And then, like I said, how many of you catch yourself being a little greedy and being biased and only planning one side? And then you see the other side happen, you're like, oh my God, why didn't I plan that? Plus, you don't want to be one of those people that say, I'm only good at calls or I'm only good at puts. Shut up. That is such a dumb thing to put in your head. Don't ever say I'm only good at one side. I actually enjoy watching for both sides, but the trend is my bias. Totally fine. And you can have an idea of, okay, I think this is what it's... You can totally have your ideas. But you should never be sitting there going, no, I am 100% full-on bearish, or I'm 100% full-on bullish. It has to do this. All of you are wrong. I haven't taken any plays yet. I found myself being bullish, so I'm just charting and mental trading. Good stuff, Pike. Good mental strength. And I think too many of you guys beat yourself up for that. Just because you missed a trade doesn't mean you did bad. If you missed a trade and you didn't have any good reasoning or you felt you were off, you're doing great by not taking a trade. The strength to not take a trade is rare. That is so hard to find in people because too many of us, including me, love to take opportunities when we see them. But there's times when you need to not take opportunities. One-sided people just go in circles. Exactly. Something that I learned from UB, always plan for both sides. Appreciate that, Daffy. And yeah, it's just good rule of thumb. Levels work. The individual clicking the button could get clouded. Exactly. I've been just paper trading. Good job, Gio. That's what I want to see. I want to see people mental trading, practicing as much as they can, visualizing as much as they can. Don't just practice these levels one week and then the next week completely throw them in the trash and stop looking at them. You need to continue practicing the levels, visualizing them, picking out those 3 types of entries that we all know and love. See you later, Tulip. Have a great day, man. Appreciate you. Out of last contract on Apple for 31%. Good stuff, Mies. I'm still in mine because I want to see us break this. Actually, you know what? I'll just take my runner here. So I'm going to take profits on the Apple play, guys. We entered puts here on the 40% entry. I talked about a potential 80% entry, and so did Mies against the 149s. We got a further continuation, and we were playing that in confluence with SPY. Our main thing with SPY was seeing that if 407s could break and see if we could make to the bottom of this possible short-term pullback, because you could still get a bounce from here. So really good job, guys, on Apple. I'm going to post in Trade Floor. Let me zoom in so I could do my better picture.
Back going lower with some nice volume. Apple moving lower. Getting everything moving lower in sync now. Very good.
Good job, everybody that took the shorts on Apple with me. Very happy to see a lot of you guys winning with me. If you did take these plays, be sure to take profits. Chill. There's no need to continue taking a billion more trades. Don't be that person. Overtrading can be the devil. Can be the worst. I've seen overtrading consume really big accounts. I've seen overtrading consume really good traders. Don't overconsume yourself. If you find yourself taking more than a couple trades a day, there is a problem there. I'm sorry to tell you that, but there is a problem. But let me know, show of hands, who all took the Apple play to the downside. I was very clear cut with everything I was on for that. But let's hear who's all in that play. I also have an announcement to make for anybody who's been looking for one-on-ones or mentorships. I'll announce it here in about 19 minutes. Damn, what is this beat? This shit goes hard. Under 404, SPY possibly wants to retest 402, which would also be the beginning of where we started pumping. Good stuff, Anderson. That's on your PFE play. Out for the day, 50% on the portfolio. Good stuff, Chris. Good stuff, Steve. JU, sorry. I just see Apple, I exited with 27% gains. That's my boy, Sandollar. Good stuff. I'm very happy to see a lot of you guys working hard for these gains. See what I mean? Yesterday, we didn't even take a trade. We called out a couple things like Square, but it really wasn't anything special. See what I mean by being patient, waiting for the opportunity to arrive, planning for both sides? Because at open today, I bet a lot of us were more bullish than bearish. We end up taking Apple puts today. Go figure. AMD down to its better pullback spot. See, that would have been a good call out too. Under this low that they made in the first 10 minutes, this would have been a solid break below. Rising volume. This is just like our Apple play. I didn't have time to go back to it, but that would have been a solid play. We took Apple. I don't know why I clicked on that one. Tesla. This was really good too because they had that further continue. Now this one was a little hard to catch because it had been very hard to think even more bearish than a lot of these pullbacks. But if you did catch Tesla with Mel, great work. Nvidia seemed to have done the same thing that AMD did. In those first 10 minutes, they made that low at about 184.25. Pushed up, of course, after those first 10 minutes. And then we had a slight pullback. And you had rising volume break that 184.25 as well as 183.30s. And then continue down to the next area. So that would have been a solid trade. Amazon was one of the ones that I mentioned. I did not call out. But I said under 94, sorry, I almost said 194. Under 94s, you could look for shorts down to 93. That was a pretty good trade that ended up popping. Netflix still in range. Meta's doing pretty good. They seem to be wanting to break the 120s, which was the area I said to watch was 120.50s. It looks like they're trying to retest this and break lower. So if you do see SPY continue lower and you see Meta still rejecting 120.50s, that is also a good short down to 119.50. A break of 119.50 can bring 118. Google back into basically zeroing itself back out from today's open, but they are still up almost 5% on the day. And Square, kind of reminding me of what Meta is doing. You know, it's down, not crazy down, but it's trying to reject the level in which it could go further down from. So if you see it hold under 70, Square also looks good for more downside alongside Meta. And that's all I have to mention. Good job, other Josh. Good stuff, Josh Powers. And I'm honestly just really proud of you guys. I'm really glad to see a lot of you guys kind of patting each other on the back. Every time I say a round of applause for somebody, I always see 2 or 3 people at least, you know, throwing their hands up. So I'm really happy to also see you guys helping each other out, giving each other feedback, being positive towards each other. So keep up that mindset, guys. This is why we're the best community around. Because of you guys. You guys have a very strong connection. Everybody working together. Everybody giving positive feedback. Giving good constructive criticism when needed. Again, not attacking each other, but still helping each other out. Come on, Steve. How can you say that? I didn't make much, but 5% of my total account? That's insane. 5% of your total account? That's huge. 200 profits for today. Great calls. Done for today. Great job, everyone. Good stuff, Tim. Round of applause for Tim and Josh Powers. And good eye, Daffy. Good eye. Marabuzo. Marabuzo. Heard it pronounced both ways. Let's look at another trade review. Why not? And remember, guys, go to the trade results channel and post your trade reviews in here. Try to keep them like a lot of my members like to post them. They post a chart, or they'll post their trade gains, and then they'll post their thought process. So be sure to follow the kind of script a lot of my team follows. Let's look at these Neo plays by Taylor. So let me pull up the other ones. So she made 10% and then 11% on her 2 different contracts. Let's zoom this up. So she said, where am I at? Oh, right here. Entry, broke below the low of previous candle. This is kind of what I was talking about right here on Meta and Square and all those other ones. You know, this is kind of that first, 10, 15 minute low that every chart made. And then they had that pump, and then they started coming back down, giving you better entries around this area. So she said, entry broke low of previous candle, rising bearish volume on the 1 minute time frame, and it's now within TA range for puts. She ends up getting in for puts. I don't know where her stop loss is, but I'm sure it's where this 1303 is. She said, exited at 10% indecision popping up on the 1 minute time frame. Clear slowdown at the low of marked pre-market candle. So she took some initial profits here. Oh no, she took profits here, then had another entry as it broke that new low. Area of interest, AOI, from the 1 minute and low of last candle both broke. Rising volume on both 1 minute and 5 minute time frames. Okay, so you took 2 different trades, but still, really, really good job, Taylor. Exited 10% level approached. Clear bullish resistance, sticking to TA plan. Beautiful, beautiful job. Very, very clear-cut plan. Everybody can kind of get your thought process on it. A 6.1 magnitude earthquake hits Japan.
Oui. Amazon, Microsoft hanging out at their midpoints. Google, Meta right below pre-market highs.
I'll look for it, Chris. Have a great day. It's kind of nice to think about, Giovanni. Keep me updated, man. I'd love to see what you're doing with that as, prices update more. Both SPY and Apple have filled at 50% gap fill. If we continue lower, we can possibly see a 100% gap fill. If not, we can potentially see a bit more move to the upside and chop until Powell speaks. I like how Raul said that. That's kind of my thinking, too. A really good initial game plan, too, Raul. You were correct about because you said that earlier. This isn't his first time stating this, the 50% pullback. So good job on that. 5% isn't much when my account is very small. I'll take it. Only lost 1 to 10 trades, and that was very minimal. There you go. You should be proud of that, dude. You're taking minimal loss, one minimal loss out of your last 10 trades. And who cares if it's a small amount? 5% growth is insane. Don't focus on the equity. Remember, right now, you're focused on learning. We're not focused on getting rich. If that's your focus, you're never going to succeed. Exactly, learning. You got it. Keep it up, because this isn't the first week that you have told me you have an account growth. This is really good news, Steve. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've seen you state this. So keep it up, man. Keep reviewing, keep pushing forward. Let's get 4 more likes on the stream, guys. We're 96 likes. We need 4 more. And Steve, I'm not beating you up, but a lot of people do that. I've done it in the past as well. I'm not perfect. But everybody always kind of gets in that routine of going, I'm really not gaining much. It's not about gaining right now. We're not focused on making money right now. We're not focused on getting rich. What we're focused on right now is learning, growing, giving ourselves a routine to follow. This is Think or Swim by TD Ameritrade, Bob. Bob LaFontaine. LaFontaine, you almost sound like a gang member. the Italian mafia up in here. No problem. I've learned not to overtrade. I only take 1 to 2 or possibly 3 trades a day. I used to trade all day. There you go, Steve. That's a sign of growth. Because I'll tell you right now, 90% of people still have problems taking too many trades a day. French. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm so sorry. But good stuff, Steve. Seriously, that's really amazing. Not just are you slowly growing your account, but you're slowly growing yourself. Would it be pointless to get TradingView if I use Webull? I'm really not sure, man. I don't use TradingView. Webull has its own charting thing now, so I don't know if it would be pointless or not. I do have a couple members, though, that have Webull that use TradingView. I have a couple members that have Webull that use Thinkorswim. It's kind of what you prefer. That's really a personal preference thing. It's okay, Steve. We didn't think you were yelling at us. Again, just personal preference. Gone from overtrading to not wanting to get into a trade until I'm happy with the setup. Good stuff, Jack. That's a needed strength in this market. Did 35% on the port today. I'm done. Enjoyed the day, fam. See you later, other Josh. Appreciate you. Got some big fingers, Steve. And yeah, I've seen a few of you mention mRNA now. So not only are they doing good from the market news, they must also have some outlying news. Okay, well that's going to be why. So it looks like they had some results come out that was very good. So that's why Moderna's killing it today. Crazy seeing them back at 200 again. Yeah, I was going to say, lemons are out in the open. Because they haven't been outside of this range in a long time. But again, guys, I'm really just proud of all your guys' maturity lately. You know, the big message we've been trying to push on you guys the entire time I've been streaming is limiting yourself to certain types of trades, reviewing, analyzing, visualizing as much as possible, practicing the levels as much as possible, not trading as much. Again, if you find yourself trading all day, every day, there's an issue there. I don't care who taught you that, but don't do that anymore. And a lot of you guys have taken that in stride and already doing really good because of those just couple things. You know, again, sometimes it just takes a couple minor adjustments for you to start growing at a lot faster pace, but don't ever rush anything. Don't force. Again, if you don't feel comfortable or if you don't feel like the trade is effortless, then there's still something you need to work on. There's still something you need to tack down. It's totally fine. Thanks for helping us grow, B. I'm sure I wouldn't have. I'm sure I would have blown up my account if you didn't convince me to take a break. I'm glad you did, man, because you seem to already be kind of in a better mental state, which is the biggest, most important aspect of trading. Is how your mindset is. Your mental health is more important than anything. Guys, the moment you'll understand every trade should be effortless mentally is a game changer. Facts. What do you mean by R's, Giovanni? Do you mind if I ask how many R's you pull in a day on average? R's. Returns? I don't even know it. Wow, contract costs a lot today. Yeah, and I think I saw Daffy mention that earlier. He said SPY premiums were going up, which means volatility is rising. So if premiums are rising, it's going to be a lot more. I'm really not sure, Giovanni. I really don't track my dollar returns. I really just focus on taking trades that I find suitable. Like today with Apple and SPY. Take your time to review those. But all I know is that you should not be using more than 10% of your account per trade. You shouldn't be looking to make 100% per trade. 10, 20%. These are insane amounts of percentage returns. I think too many times do you hear people say, oh, well, you only made 30%. I made 100%. That's a whole lot more. Yeah, it is a whole lot more, but 30% is also a huge gain. So I would never down a 30% gain, let alone a 20% or 10% gain. I see too many people always talking about, you know, how can you get good returns? Well, one, you'd have a good entry and a good system, you know, so it's not even about just risk reward. I think too many times I see people say risk reward, and it's just a vague way of saying, you know, trade more disciplined. You know, that's kind of you know, logical. Sorry if I'm not being clearly then explained it well. It's not a dollar value, it's a number. Just an FYI, back when I started trading, I paid for a paid trading service. Funny thing is, you, Bueller Trading, are giving more value and education than I got at a paid service. Appreciate you, bud. No problem, man. Very happy to hear that too, Gordon, because that's my goal. Again, I have the cheapest Discord around, and you don't even have to pay to be in there. You can be in there for free, just chatting it up, join my streams, hang out. It's really kind of whatever you want to do. There's stuff you can pay for. There's plenty of stuff you can do for free. It's kind of do it your own will. But like Bob LaFontaine said, focus on base hits. You know, you really shouldn't be worried about, oh, this is 10% of my account. Let me try to make 10% of that, you know, which would be 100%. You know, it's like, why are you aiming for 100% for a trade outcome? That is wild. You know, like, that's awesome if you do get it, but that's, in my opinion, ignorant to aim for such a large gain. I'm really not sure, Giovanni. I really don't think about it. I know that's kind of weird to hear back, but I really don't think about risk reward like that. I don't have goals. I try not to limit myself. Shouldn't, but you can limit yourself. You should limit yourself in terms of, all right, I'm not spending this much per trade. All right, this is what I'm doing. If I hit, you know, let's say I hit like 15%, I need to be taking profits, right? Because I'm young, I'm learning, I'm not trying to get rich in one trade. So this is kind of the thinking you have to have. Be passive.
It tracks that on my futures account. The risk reward.
Yes, Stefan. Check out the stream. You can go back. I'll probably cover my trades here again in like 10 minutes, but I don't feel like repeating myself again. Hey, Bueller, I joined late, but I have a question. If I have that's ready, what results in the chart would you say SPY is planning on a reversal? Yeah, man, y'all need to just review the stream. I'm not even trying to be rude. Y'all just need to review the stream. All right, it's 10 a.m. I want to talk about the potential mentorship you could get. So my friend Devin here is doing a mentorship with, how many people are you accepting, would you say?
Probably no more than 10 at a time.
So no more than 10 people. So the next 9-10 people that hit up me or Devin on Discord in the DMs can possibly get the mentorship that Devin is going for. He is charging, so it's not just something he's doing for free. But be sure to DM me or Devin for the details if you are interested in a potential one-on-one mentorship with Devin. He's going to give you, and here, I'll just show them the things we made. Why not? I think I sent to your DMs, right? Yeah, here they are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, so let me pull this up so you can see everything. Let me pull them all up. So the Discord community, you guys already know about that. I don't even know why I clicked that one. But this is for beginners or seasoned traders. Stay motivated. Trading can be a lonely endeavor. Many traders find it hard to motivate themselves to develop skills and strategies. So this isn't just for beginners. This is also for people who know what they're doing or think they know what they're doing, is what I should say. You also get 24/7 text access with Devin, personal one-on-one sessions with Devin. I don't know why I keep trying to replace it. But he has weekly calls and meetups so he can kind of check up on you guys and see what you're going to possibly be doing. Trade reviews, trading psychology, covering really everything head to toe to kind of make sure you're in a better headspace. But make sure to DM Devin or me again for a possibility of getting the one-on-one mentorship with Devin. Again, this is not with me, this is with Devin, but you do get full access to the server as well as working with Devin. So you guys know Nerdy. He's the guy that's in all these streams with me every single day. It's probably one of the few people I'll ever include into my streams because I just can't tolerate multiple people. But yeah, again, be sure to DM one of us for a possibility of having the one-on-one with Devin. He'll give you details on prices and whatever, anything else he's doing. Which, Devin, I need you and me to type that out. Type out like the price and everything, and then I'll... You know what? I'll just send people to your DMs. I don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, we can go over it real quick. It's pretty...
We'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit while I message a couple people.
So if you already have the Bueller Buys group and everything, of course, it's just $500. But if you don't have the course and the group and everything, then we can work out whatever that may be, whether you getting the short-term membership and the mentoring, or get the lifetime membership and the mentoring. But Josh is also going to be having that sale going on next week, so it'd be a good time to group all that into one and get started if you haven't got started yet. And I'm the Nerdy Bicep in Discord. It's just the Nerdy Bicep, and I could pull the numbers up for you guys and copy and paste.
Yeah, actually, don't DM me, guys. DM Devin. I'm finding this hard to get y'all over to him. Someone just messaged me, and I'm like, DM Nerdy Bicep. But I had a lot of requests for this, and I'm not personally doing one-on-ones right now because I just don't have the time for it. But Devin is going to be doing a lot of these with, I think he's got one person. He's going to take in 9 to 10 more people.
I got a Zaytoven and Joe going right now, but yeah, 9 or 10 more people. It's fine.
Big Boom, are you a woman? Asking that? Because if not, then you don't get to go in. But if you are, then DM me and we can talk about it. But the women's group is a completely different topic.
Dropping my Discord name into the chat. Anyone that does not have it.
And if you're in the Discord, you can just go to the top right and click his name.
Yep.
Big Boom, DM me on Discord and I can pick you up as well for what you were asking about. Link in bio to join the Discord. You can find our names very easily once you join the Discord. Me and Devin are both near the top of the screen.
there's no really time limit on the mentorship, however long it takes you to get up to par. And you know what I mean? And you have access to me, whatever, hit me up. I have previous like Chuck, Alec, and they still reach out to me sometimes, a couple others. So it's kind of just one of those things that you always have access to pick my brain.
But yeah, I wanted to offer that to you guys because he said he was going to be working on it, and I thought I had a lot of you guys ask me that, so I think Devin's a great person to get your mentorship from. Probably one of the few people I would promote this for because I don't trust 99% of people. But Devin's a really supportive guy. He's not going to be super forceful on you. You have to, of course, bring your own hard work to the table, but he will passively help you out. But also listen. You know, too many times, this is why I don't do as many mentorships anymore. People don't listen. They just want to talk a lot. You shouldn't join this mentorship and want to talk a lot. You should want to ask questions and grow and have conversations. That's great. You know, talk as much as you want. But don't sit there and just rant about whatever you want to talk about every time you're in these mentorships. Again, focus on what Devin's wanting you to limit yourself to. Focus on the path, the routine. If you are truly serious about a mentorship, join it with intentions of listening.
So far, SPY hasn't really moved around too much. Microsoft bounced off its midpoint with Amazon. They got some pretty good relative strength compared to everything else.
Again, don't message on YouTube, guys. DM Devin, join the Discord. Link in bio to join the Discord. Find the Nerdy Bicep, DM him if you are interested in the one-on-one. Do not ask in the YouTube chat because we will not give you the information there. And I'm not sure, Stefan. I'm not the one running the seminar. I'm just the main speaker of it. But it will be recorded because I'll be the one recording it. So you'll have a recording either way. And the focus isn't really the course. It's just information that's from the course. I wouldn't really say the focus is the course, if that makes sense. Exactly, Daffy. And yeah, Giovanni, we are getting some nice compression inside of that. Devin, I can't do that, but I'll just make you a mod so you can be seen easier.
But
There you go. You're like top now. I would do that, but I already have way too many.
no, you're good. I just figured so it was a little bit easier for people to.
And yeah, he's a moderator in the server. By the way, you have powers now, Devin. So if you see people that need to be banned, go ahead and do your thing. You have powers now, though, so be very careful with them.
I mean, I had them before and never used them.
I know, I was just throwing the warning. Then nobody can come back and be like, well, you didn't tell me I could do this.
You want me to tell her that, Josh? Because she already messaged me.
Yeah, go ahead. I told her as well. Alright, guys, so let's see what SPY can do here. Let's mark this new low right here at 403.60. So a break of 403.60s will bring a test of 402, which isn't much risk reward because it's not really much distance. But we should be getting some buyers like we're seeing right now back towards 407. We'll probably see some range trading in between here before the next bigger move above 407 or under 403.60s. But good job to anybody who took the Apple play. We talked about Apple pretty heavily. I talked about Tesla pretty heavily. They've been just completely falling off the face of the earth. Nvidia and AMD gave up their strength. You saw Nvidia under 183.30s, and you saw AMD under the whatever this support is right here, 73.70s. And they've made it down to their better pullback spots and holding. So Nvidia and AMD still have really good movement possibility with whatever we see here on SPY. But we're just getting some buyer reactions right now from the pullbacks that we've been getting. Of course, that news was bullish. Getting pullbacks, it makes, sense. So I'm not really surprised to see buyers stepping back in at these slowdowns. ICT concepts? What does that stand for? Thanks, but it looks like Amazon breaking trendline up. I'm biased for move back to VWAP, but we'll see. No trades on yet. Harry Potter powers. Yeah, I don't. You're gonna have to explain it to me, Gio, or Stefan. But yeah, I don't follow other traders. I don't follow FinTwit. I don't follow random. I just don't like following other traders. A lot of them are dumb. A lot of them don't know what they're talking about, and a lot of them are scams. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but that's just the facts. I'm beyond tired of being too nice, so you're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me a little aggressive on that conversation. But I do not follow other people for a reason. There are very few traders I pay attention to. There are very few strategies I pay attention to. Because anything else outside of that is noise. The more noise, the more crazy trading is going to be. The more crazy trading is going to be, the harder it's going to be for you to take trades. Yeah, that just sounds like a scam, Geo, the way you just put it. ICT is a very complicated slash nuanced way to trade the market. He talks about trading like institutions, which nobody can trade like institutions. A lot of it makes sense and looks good, but he's been proven to be a losing trader. Yeah, I don't I don't buy that for 5 seconds. Sounds like a scam to me. I don't even know who this is, but sounds like a scam. Anybody who tells you that they're going to teach you to trade like institutions is full of shit. Institutions are constantly adjusting and changing how they trade. Anybody who tells you otherwise has no idea what they're talking about. Hey man, I had to find that out the hard and expensive way. What's up, For Profit? I always love seeing your name pop up, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that picture. It's like my favorite dude from Band of Brothers, which I know you're taking it from that other show he's in. Bueller, does Harlan still trade with you? Feels like I haven't seen his name in a minute. No, he's taking a break. He's still my friend. I still talk to him here and there. He's pretty cool. But no, he's taking a break. He's just more invested right now than he is anything Devontae. There's a few tickers that he's been buying up and just kind of sitting, averaging down, dollar cost averaging DCA. But no, he's still around. He just doesn't type or talk. He's very busy with work too. He runs his own business. Chiropractor, and now he's doing more like specialist stuff with chiropractors, so he's doing a lot, him and his wife, so I'm sure he's working hard, but he's still around. 400k subs on YouTube. Yeah, that's wild. Like I said, I'm not talking down on anybody, but if you tell me something like that, it just sounds like a scam. If it works for him, great. Good for him. He still uses midpoint indicator. Good stuff, Devontae. And yeah, Devin doesn't have the indicator on, but he'll also watch that midpoint as well.
Well, it's part of my pre-market.
Oh, you have it on as well? Never mind.
Yeah. It automatically charts it. Mine's a little bit different than the one you use. Or it's in the group.
Good stuff, though, Devontae. I like to hear that. Damn, Devin is as strong as an ox. The man can squat the market. Dude, thank you, Keanu. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy. Bob, the Discord is called Bueller Buys. The link is in the bio of the YouTube. Bueller Buys is just a Discord trading community where all my homies hang out, talk about trades. All the members talk about trades, discuss their trade results. A lot of people are in there really just to support me because of the system I provide. I mainly just cover levels, and I've never once said this, but lately I've been getting a little aggressive with it, but I really do believe I have some of the best levels in the market. They're not hard to draw. They're not impossible to understand. They're not hard to navigate. It really just takes time. I think too many people rush themselves into thinking like, oh, I'm too dumb, I'm not doing good enough, or this is taking too long, I must be doing something wrong. And you're not. It just takes time. Again, too many times I see people break down due to themselves. There's nothing wrong with them. One trader is more than enough to follow multiple, just takes away your focus, causes confusion and just too much noise. Master one before trying to tackle anything else. Josh said correctly, just noise. Exactly, Julian gets it. You know, and it's not that other traders are wrong. It's not that they're bad. There's nothing to do with that. And you shouldn't judge other traders. You should be as open as possible. You got to remember, there's a billion ways to profit on this market. There's also a billion ways to lose on this market. So, of course, there's going to be a billion different trading strategies, a billion different people leading, a billion different ideas. You know, so it just goes to show it doesn't have to be taken just one way. I'm just showing you the way I do it. It's like asking your dentist to check your toe, like, why? Focus on the BB stuff he's freaking showing us. Nah, preach, Keanu. And that's why lately I've been kind of skimming over messages that literally don't relate to anything we're talking about. But for the majority, though, a lot of people in here are focused, ready to go. I love you guys if you're in here to fight. Like I said, I'm always ready to go to war for somebody if it's someone willing to try, someone willing to work for it. If you're going to sit there, though, and ask me random questions, I'm just going to leave you on red. But a lot of you guys are not like that. I would say that's a very minimal part of the crowd. That's a very, very small percentage. Yep, just levels and candlestick patterns, Tomas. Is this the Tomas I know from back then? Tome? Is that your name in chat? Toma? I'm not gonna lie, your charting is amazing. I practice drawing levels daily now. Hey, man, I'm honestly really happy to hear that, Big Boom. I'm still looking for your DM on Discord. Be sure to not forget about that. But thank you, Big Boom. And I'm honestly just really relieved to hear that from someone, because that's how it should feel. You should want to go chart more because of the system you have. You know, if you don't have a system that empowers you, it's just going to be taking away from you. You know, if that makes sense. But I'm really happy to hear that, Big Boom. No, you're not the same Tom. All right, well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad to meet you, though, Tomas. Glad to have you in here. I know you're kidding, Keanu. Trade should feel effortless. You guys have heard this from me a million times. If the trade does not feel effortless, then there's something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You're not reviewing enough. You're not visualizing enough. You haven't taken the time to prepare. We're going to get some stream lag now.
Crazy how you can see the lag before it comes.
Yeah, it gives me a nice big yellow banner across my screen that tells me I'm losing too many frames. But then it also tells me if it's my fault or not, and this one is still not my fault. It's YouTube side. And again, it's not really anything we can control. I'm not going to complain about it. It's just something we have to work through. YouTube streams still have their issues, but not going to complain. Just going to move on. You're the guy from Discord that was... Well, I have a lot of messages about the course. I'm sorry. What's your name on Discord, Tomas? Devin just reposted the invite link, Bob. Nerdy Bicep posted the link. He even said try that, Bob. You're not being a pain in the butt, but make sure to scroll up a little bit.
Again.
There it is again. He reposted it. There you go, Jack. Mental trade. Oh, you're Scouty. Okay, I know who you are. You know what? Since you're here, I'm just going to hook you up, brother. You seem to be decent people. I can just find what I'm looking for now. It's crazy how many more DMs I've been getting lately. I like lose my messages sometimes now. But I do answer literally everyone. I take time throughout my day to answer literally anyone and everyone who messages me on Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Twitter. I answer everyone. I'm one of the few people who own a group and will answer everyone. Though I do prefer you guys to ask your questions and keep the activity on the trade floor of the Discord, I will answer questions, of course. So feel free to DM me, of course, but for my sake, try to bring as many questions as you can into the server itself. I have many mods who are very brilliant, who love helping people out, including me. Plus, you might even help other people out by sharing that. There's Brente. I couldn't find your damn name. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Son of a gun. This is taking me a minute to find. Oh, I found it. Okay. Scout it. Here you are. All right, guys, the stream lag should be over. Again, if stream lag ever happens, feel free to just leave the stream and then come back. It should be good again. Or just go back like 5 to 10 seconds, and for some reason, that fixes it too. Bob, what's your Discord name and number? There should be a name and a number. Here, I'll show you. Hold on, let me go to a DM so you don't see some weird stuff. Here we go. So if you go down to your name right here, you can click it, and you'll see Bueller. How do you see? Oh, there it is. Bueller, and then you copy username. Click copy username, and then send that in the YouTube chat. I'll go add you real quick, and then I'll invite you since you're having some issues, it seems like. But normally you just click those links and then you get in, which normally the only reason you wouldn't see the Discord after clicking the invite link is because you're banned, but I don't think you've ever seen me before, so I doubt you're banned. Oh wait, are you Mr. MB? Alright guys, like I said, the next SPY move is not going to occur until it's over 407s, and you really have minimal movement there, or under 40360s, which is also minimal movement. Kramer 27%, cap. Yeah, was it Kramer or inverse Kramer? I could believe inverse Kramer.
Monthly anniversary.
See you later, Tomas. Have a great day. He was claiming straight Jim put his daughter through college. Yeah, there's no way. I don't even believe this daughter exists now. Community college. I don't even believe his daughter exists now. Like I said, guys, we could get a pretty large pullback all the way to 402 and still have a really good amount of room for a good bounce coming into the next couple days. But we still have tomorrow, which is very crucial for news. So, of course, we're going to be very patient waiting on that. Let's go see how Tesla's doing now. Are they still in the dirt? Hell yeah, they are. AMD possibly giving us a potential bear flag here to the downside. I'm liking this more and more. What we really need to see is a break of not just these lows here, but the bottom of this blue area. So like 7220s, 7250s need to break for this to show confirmation. But I like the potential for that potential AMD bear flag. Nvidia's kind of doing the same thing. You got that drop into what looks like a kind of a rising wedge or a little flag. So Nvidia and AMD definitely keep on watch for new lows. I think those are two that still have really good potential even after this. Amazon kind of looks the same. Netflix not so much. Meta not so much. But I guess Google's not that close either. Yeah, not really. Microsoft looks like a little bear flag from open. That's about it. Apple as well. So I'd say there's still some room below on the overall market. I wouldn't look for huge bounces just yet. How many people you got scored away for your mentorships?
I think I got 3 or 4 people.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I had
Looking forward to working with them.
a few of those people that messaged me for yours were like, hey, after I'm done with Devon's, can I do one with you? And I was like, maybe I'll do one. I don't know, though.
After you're done with me, you shouldn't need another mentorship.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking. Because, plus, when you work with Devon, it is kind of like working with me. We literally trade the same. So, you're going to be learning a lot of how I trade with Devon. Plus, Devon trades futures, too, so he's fancier than me.
I don't know about fancy. I just like it.
I'll just mess with you.
Get those pre-market moves after the numbers, and you don't have the theta to deal with and all that jazz, so it makes it nice.
Honestly, round of applause for you, Mark. Zero trades today for you. There really wasn't a crazy amount of opportunity. I mean, there were a couple good drops below with good volume and, good quick exits. But, besides that, after this huge pump, this small pullback has actually been a little bit indecisive. So I wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
Yeah, there was really only one trade to be had on the market and only a select few tickers moves. Like, if you were trying to really trade Amazon or anything, it's been kind of hard. Cash is a position.
Most groups and most traders will tell you that you need to take multiple trades a day. That is not true. You need to take the least amount of trades per day as you can. Limit yourself to the best trades. If that involves not taking a trade for the day, that involves taking no trades then. Don't freak out about it. That's a good thing, Mark. Anybody else who might be thinking that too. And this is what we preach in here. We don't want people in here that want to take trades every day or on every single chart. Just took one myself, Apple with that retest, and that's it. This week is not the one to force anything. Great job, Sherman. I love that piece of advice you're throwing on there. That kind of depends what side of the trade you're taking, Pike. If you're buying to open, you're bullish. If you're selling to open, you're opposite of the contract. You can sell to open a call, and next thing you know, you have a bearish call. You can buy a bullish put. So be very careful when you're clicking around those. Tesla's under 160. That's what I like to hear, team. That's what I like to hear. Good stuff, Mel, as well. Mel and Amy, thank you guys for pointing that out. But great job, Mel, also. You caught a really nice trade on that today. Round of applause to you, man. I always love giving credit where it's due. Everything looks like it wants to take another leg down. Possible another leg down by a lot of these charts.
I'm definitely just looking forward to tomorrow. See what J-Pal does and how the market reacts with that.
Yeah, FOMC is going to be crazy. Today's movement was wild. Tomorrow's will be more. We are building a great community, SF. We. You, me, Daffy, Mel, Sherman, Amy, everybody. We. This system is ours. This community is ours. Nothing is just mine. Right, the same for puts. I don't remember where, but I was told the market is sided to the seller side. That's always been in the back of my head, but most people I ask. Yeah, I always do buy to open. I also don't know if that's true or not. I wouldn't say anything is sided to either side. It's really kind of depending on what situation we're in. There's plenty of times where the market sides with buyers more. So I don't even know how true that is. Up, up, up. Is the bear flag breaking? Is the bear flag breaking?
It's making new intraday low. Everything coming down in sync right now.
Oh, Amy, that'll definitely piss a lot of people off. If SPY was to close flat, oh, that would be... There would be hell to pay. AMD breaking its potential bear flag. We already saw Tesla breaking lower from Amy and Mel's mention. Apple's breaking under 147s. Nvidia's breaking their bear flag. Amazon's also making a new low of day. Netflix going down to test their low of day at 325.20s. Watch for a break of that to reach 323.50. Meta still not even down to their low of day. 119.50 is a really big area of support for them. But you guys got to remember, stocks like Meta, Netflix, and Google are holding up better because their sector is holding up better. They were the top sector today. Now they're barely in the lead. Energy's right behind them as everything's pulling back. Microsoft completing their bear flag a little bit more. I thought that's what you meant, Amy. I was like, how? I was like, you should know how, Amy. You know better. Getting rising volume as well. Quick 70% on that. Let's go. Dang, I visualized the SPY puts and it moved fast. Good stuff, Jack. Also visualizing. And the small portly then. Good stuff. Alright, guys. We're getting really close to the 402.50, 402 area. So be very, very careful. Price does not have to move much lower. Doesn't have to do anything now. Now that price has done this, price could range for the rest of the day. But beautiful job if anybody was paying attention to any of the mentioned potential bear flags we had forming. It just seemed like we were doing that. We had very low volume, a lot of consolidation, and we were moving up at an angle that looks just like a bear flag. I didn't even have to do the retracement. All right, if anybody took SPY or any of those plays, I would start looking to take profits and really chill, take some of these minimal pushes. AMD doing really good. Nvidia now down to the next level. Amazon's really close to its next level. Skipping those three. Square, that one was holding up pretty well. I think those are the ones I was looking at. AMD, Nvidia, Amazon, Apple as well, which we already looked at that one. Don't be greedy, guys. Take your short-term short profits. chip away at profits. Don't be like me. And honestly, D-Touch, you knew what you were doing beforehand, so I never even had constructive criticism for you because you had a clear mindset of what was possible for you. Okay, everyone that is left, I have to run. You'll have a good rest of the day. See you, Will. Thanks for being in here, man. Appreciate you being in here, interacting, engaging. Always appreciate when you're in here. Scale out on the staircase. Watch the pivot. And no, I agree with what D-Touch just said. He said this profit taking says a lot, though. And as long as you know that, Geo, you have no problems. Anytime you enter a lotto, you have to understand when you say lotto, you basically mean I'm riding or dying on this trade. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. You're fine, Mark. I actually appreciate it. It's a little easier to read. Walked out of my office and missed the dump. We'll watch the retest our 805 position anyway. Profit taking with volume. Some came in there for sure. Playing with some profits from this is very high risk. Okay, well at least you know, Geo. That's all that matters. At least you know. At least you have a present mindset of what's possible.
It's back to the launch point. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The fade. This is like the exact opposite of the sell-off, the previous number to the pump back all day. What is this sexy find this every single day?
I don't know. I don't even know how they're why this would be a target audience. That doesn't even make sense to me.
They have to target every stream.
Oh, that has to be what it is. Every stream that's going.
Every live stream, yeah.
Thank you, Leland. Thank you, Mike.
I wonder if you type in live streams on the search bar on YouTube, it just pulls up a bunch of live streams.
Probably. I mean, you type in movies and the entire movie section pops up. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I want to buy the dip on Tesla shares, but don't know if it's going to keep selling because it's just been getting hammered. So Wacko, you kind of got the right idea with your bigger time frame levels, but you gotta account for this recent price action, right? So if you look at your recent price action, you can set your midpoint of the move, which will give you a target. Then you can go towards the price where it just launched, where it just touched, which would have been a good target. So that's pretty much 100% retracement. That would have been in your next good target. Then below that, you got yesterday, previous high below your 400. Right, F a CPI pump gone in 4 hours. Nothing's really sold off too crazy though, besides Tesla.
Check out the volume and fibs channel, Jack. You have access to it. And yeah, most of the CPI pump is gone, but there is still a little bit of room below. Like I said, 402s are kind of my main target if we did get a pullback, and we've already rejected the short-term pullback spot, came back down, and now we're at the kind of longer-term spot. But we still have a little bit of room to previous day close at 398, 399 basically. So if we do break 402s, that's probably where we're going, is 399, 398.90. But right now, I would say probably a great time to sit on your hands, take profits on all shorts, just kind of chill, watch how the rest of the day pans out, and really just be ready for tomorrow. I really wouldn't be looking to put risk on again after this morning. But really good job, though. Round of applause to anybody in here who paid attention to any of the short positions I've been posting today. We talked about SPY, AMD, NVIDIA, and mainly Apple. Apple was the big one today. We took out the king. On my Apple trade, the volume, we had rising here, let me give a better height. The OHLC setting throws me off when I throw ovas up, so it looks like I was circling that whole candle. But from candle to candle, look down here. Let me raise this up a little bit. We'll close this. All right, so who asked that? Randy Z, you said on your Apple trade, what did you see on volume that confirmed entry? So we had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of just sideways trading. And then we finally got a new low under 149. That wasn't the first 10 minutes because I don't like the first 10 minutes trading. But candle to candle, we had rising volume. Oh, I was already on the right tool. From candle to candle, we had rising volume, showing an accumulation of sellers possibly breaking this low volume trend, right? So that's kind of one thing I saw. Two was the fact that we were breaking 149.15 at the same time that SPY was rejecting and pushing down back towards their lows at 408.70. So remember, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They were rejecting today's open price, adding more confirmation onto Apple possibly wanted to move lower. We also had a couple other heavyweights move lower at the same time. But that was the main confirmation behind the Apple trade, was the rising volume, and this is what we call a 40% entry. We also had an 80% entry pop up, which a lot of the members in here paid more attention to than the first initial entry. Again, because 40% isn't always going to be the greatest entry. It's just a good initial entry, and this is where I got in. A lot of people that followed me waited for this to pop up that have been around, and though we didn't have lowering volume here, we did have weak volume in comparison to the break. adding on to the confirmation that this is probably just going up to retest for a further breakdown. If this would have pushed back over and hit over here, we would have been cutting, but it never did, so we ended up holding. I saw a few members get in on this entry, which is called an 80% entry. An 80% entry is the retest of that initial breakout, and I call it 40% because out of 100%, that means you have 40% confidence that this is going to keep going. This one giving you more confidence because it now has more confirmation, not just breaking the level, but breaking it and retesting it from underneath, giving you a little bit higher probability that this will move lower. First targets that I was telling people to sell at was 147.50. We ended up getting that within the next candle, and the next 2 candles after that, we ended up pushing through 147s, where I told people to take full profits. The second trade was just a break of the same level we took profits at last time. So if anybody took the second trade, that was it. Not really crazy amount of movement, but that's why I called out this one, and then I kind of chilled. But that was the entire thinking behind the trade, Randy. We also had a lot of weights pushing lower, so that kind of added on to my confidence. No problem. Like I said, if anybody has questions about trades we've taken or any levels on the screen, just ask. I'm pretty much always able to answer it. Very happy to answer any questions. But try to stay focused. Try to stay focused on the levels, the volume, looking at confluence with the market. Again, we really just focus on the same thing every single stream. And we have almost 100 streams combined now since the start of August. So I would take time to go through that playlist, kind of review through some of them. I don't expect anyone to go through all of them, but you can watch these videos back at like 1.25 speed, 1.5 speed, and you can watch them a little bit quicker. But I would take time to look through some of the streams, though. It's crazy how much info comes out of each one. Because I don't just sit here and talk about trades. We don't just talk about get in, get out. We don't do that. We talk about everything. And yeah, Tesla's at 160. And thank you again, guys, for over 100 likes on the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Seems like we get a really good amount of feedback each day in these streams, and that's awesome. Really happy to have y'all's support. My dog is loud.
He said, take me outside. XOM's kept a pretty tight range all day today. I'm going to keep eyes on that going into tomorrow. Held up really well.
I like the way it bounced off 158. However, I usually do not take trades during the lunch hour, and depending on its price, may do a scalp or two. They also have just overall weakness. I mean, they were dumping before everything. They also didn't rise as much as the rest of everything. Spotify is ending production of several live audio shows. Uh-oh. Joe Rogan gonna get the boat. Missed most of the stream today. Looks like y'all caught some nice moves. Yeah, we caught a couple. We called out a lot of initial breaking down moves on SPY and Apple, maybe a few others, but those were mainly the focus. And then after that, a lot of bear flags were called out on AMD, Nvidia, Amazon, SPY, a lot of different moves. Hey, that's what's up, Bob. I'm glad you got it working, man. And it's okay if you aren't tech savvy, man. But basically, the Discord, each category, each section or category, you can call it, opens up more channels. So make sure you're, looking through the channels, navigating it, clicking on the arrows to make sure you see it all. But yeah, take your time looking through everything you have access to. You shouldn't have access to much if you're just a free member in there, but there's still a few channels you can look through. Take your time too. Trade Results channel has an immense amount of education in there that's not even just from me. It's just reflecting of my methods for my members. A lot of my members post all that stuff. And I was just tweeting this yesterday. Let me show you on YouTube. I was just tweeting this yesterday, but I was saying even my members provide better content than a lot of these gurus or gurus that you guys see on YouTube. Here's some of the channels you can check out. Leland, a moderator in my chat. Sherman, a lifetime member. Username, a really big OG member in my group. 3 people that are from my group that provide content basically displaying what we cover in here. Nerdy Bicep Bob. But really cool. Trading Made Simple, another cool trader that I like to promote. Sandra, she's really cool. Really, really awesome videos. You can see I'm working my way through all of her content. But again, 3 members in my Discord that provide insane education on their channels for free. Each of them having at least 1 video. But they'll provide more. But just to goes to show, the methods work. If I have members that are able to break things down to a further level, then that should just show you instantly, like, wow, like this is serious. But very, very honored to have like-minded individuals like those guys in my group. Very awesome. I saw it on your channel and I subscribed to all your friends, including Sandy. Thank you so much, Sonia. I don't know how many people actually click on that, but I appreciate you for subscribing to my friends. They're very cool. A lot of them are very chill. A lot of them are here that got my back, which is awesome. And there's Sherman right there talking. I'll be doing another video this weekend. Excited to show the knowledge and success we can have here. Out of Tesla for 15%. Round of applause for Mel. And definitely super excited to see your new video, Sherman. And honestly, Leland has more videos too, but some of them are on my channel. So it's not really fair to Leland. But he has a really awesome video on my channel that you guys should check out. Here, let me pull it up so you can see it. We went over it one day in stream. I'm not going to do that again. But go to the channel. Click videos, scroll down a little bit. Here it is. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th video. In-depth trade replays with Leland. That's my boy. Really, really awesome breakdown. He talks about the Lee test, the famous Lee test. It's like a better retest. Also, shout out to you guys because y'all got my video. I think it's about to be the 5th most watched video on my channel, and this is probably my favorite video on the entire channel. So I really do appreciate you guys for supporting it. I think we're at 300 likes. Yeah, we're at 303 likes, so I appreciate that a ton. You guys are amazing. Really do appreciate it. And there's that 40160 retest that we talked about this morning. Talked about the short-term retest spot. Talked about the longer-term pullback spot.
Killing it today, Mel. Got SPY 33% too. Let's go. everything besides Google and Meta have broke their midpoints of that bigger move, with Microsoft and Amazon almost back down towards that yesterday high with Apple. I really like how XOM's been holding up all day. It'll be good tomorrow for sure.
Bob, you're gonna want to watch workshop number 11. It is a pretty lengthy video, but trust me, it has all the answers to the questions you're asking right now. I do not use order flow. I kind of use chart patterns, I guess. I do not use moving averages. I mainly just use candlesticks. I do not use gamma. I use volume. But yeah, definitely check out workshop number 11. It has everything that you're asking. It breaks down how we get our levels, how we navigate the levels, what are the types of entries you can take between the levels, the 40%, the 80%. I even break down the buy the dip strategy alongside the staircase method, which the staircase method is how you can grow your account efficiently, and it all makes sense. So take your time. I would watch that video a few times. That's one of those videos that I don't promote because I want the video to do good. I promote that video because I want you to do good. That video has everything you need in it. I worked very, very hard on that video. I actually organized it and everything, which I don't do for all my videos. I kind of just normally do one take, and then I go at it and I post it. But that video I took a lot of time on, so. Good stuff, though, Mel. If you end up sitting on your hands the rest of the day, don't worry about it, man. You've already done really good damage to the market today. But very happy for you, Mel. And yeah, sorry, Bob, I just don't want to repeat it. But that video will give you a way better breakdown.
If that's gonna be blurry or not. No, that's good. That's I sent you Zaytoven's trade review today. It's not the chart, but you can see his bottom trade.
Oh, nice. I like his trade log.
Yeah, I sent that to him.
Okay,
I sent that to you too.
Yeah, I have like 50 different trade logs.
Yeah, I got like 5 or 10 of them too, but yeah, I like this one.
I like this. It has everything. Let me see. What were the ones he took today?
He took that Google. You see, he got stopped out on the first one, then retook the trade and made some
Nice.
decent.
He only lost $2 though. That's pretty good. Damn. And then he made his second biggest trade on that second one. Sold one at 0.51, another at 0.54, another at point. Oh, he's already scaling out too.
Mm-hmm.
And Zaytoven, if you're here, don't be scared to just focus on one contract plays, quick in, quick out. But I do like that you're doing it like this. And I'm not going to get in the way of you and Devin and what y'all are going over. I just thought I'd add that. But beautiful job, though. I like this breakdown. This sheet alone is going to help him as he fills it up more.
100%.
Good stuff, though, Zaytoven. I really like this. And hopefully everybody that you work with ends up doing this, too, because that alone will help them like insane. That alone is an immense amount of help.
Well, here, I'll send you this too. This is...
Good job, Zay. Just gonna let my last runner turn, but decided to just sell. And honestly, sometimes that's the best decision, because not only are you getting out of the trade, but you're mentally saving yourself instead of having to sit here for another 2 hours or however long it would take to close it out. That can be very mentally tolling. You gotta remember your mental is probably the most important aspect of trading. So really good job though, Zay. I like what you're doing here with Devin. Keep it up, man. Don't slow down. Keep maintaining, and don't force anything. Don't think that you have to trade every day. Don't think that you have to take real trades every day. try to visualize as many trades as you can. If you're taking more trades than you visualize, you're doing it wrong. You have to visualize more than you take real trades. So try to also find a couple other opportunities or other trades that other people have taken, visualize through their trade. And it's just really good practice for yourself. But awesome job though, Zay. Keep maintaining, man. You have a good teacher with you. Devin's a good guy. Industrials and banks, few cents away to go red. Good call out, Daffy. Just crushed my first trade. That's what's up, Mark. I can't wait to see your trade review, man. Be sure to post it in the trade results channel. If you post it with a chart and maybe a little bit of a breakdown on why you liked it, maybe a little bit of your thought process, be sure to include that. But good stuff, though, Mark. Round of applause for him. The Dow is negative on the day now. Holy moly, yeah. You got to remember, today isn't the only news that we have. We could have a duplicated day of today happen tomorrow. We could have the exact same thing happen again tomorrow. Quick 25% on Apple put. Good stuff, Meese. Round of applause for Meese the Beast. Oh, nice, Devin. Is this his before? DM him, Jack. Don't let the opportunity slip. Which, this isn't the last time Devin will offer mentorships. I just don't like to push this on you guys too much because I don't like to do any kind of promotions on stream as much because I want these to be a safe, free place for you guys to be at, to just look at charts, get on some updates, some good trade ideas. But occasionally I will, of course, drop some promotions for the Discord, the course, Devin's mentorships. But yeah, so there'll always be more opportunity, but... What's up, Yoel? What are you thanking me for? Thank you, Yoel. Yoel. Where's Raul at? I still have that message pinned to the YouTube chat because that was probably the most accurate breakdown of what was possible today before open. And this is the power of being able to visualize. If you can visualize what's possible, you can take what's possible. I was just giving you a shout out, Raul. I really liked your messages this morning. It was kind of in line with what I was saying and thinking, so always happy to give you a pat on the back for that. Bear flag after bear flag after bear flag textbook plays. You got it, Raul. And I'm really just happy to be here with you guys and being able to cover what's possible because I really do believe a lot of people were too bullish after this happened, which, you know, that's totally fine. 411.75 though is the level. That's why that is boldened here. The level. Because that pops, we're seeing 415, we're seeing, or 412.50, we're seeing 415, 417.50, 420. You know, we're going to see these levels hit, but that's the level that has to break. The bleed is just beginning. Premiums are moving again. What's up, Nicholas? All right, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. Let's cover SPY one more time. I'm not going to recover the trades because I literally just did that probably 15 minutes ago. So if you do want a review of them, please check out the stream from today. But today we took SPY, Apple. We called out NVIDIA, AMD, and other bear flags on multiple charts. Today was a really easy day, but only because of the amount of preparation that we put into it. Again, we stream 45 minutes before open, and we stream for 2 to 3 hours after open every single day, Monday through Friday. And once a month, I'm going to try to do Sunday streams so we can get everybody on the same page once a month. But today, we had a very, very clean break of the 406.80s. Right after today's open, we ended up pushing down lower, rejected the 410s, which was the opening price, which is a good first indication that bears are in control. They just needed to make a new low. They ended up making that new low, retesting the short-term retracement, and since then we've rejected it, formed another bear flag, and dropped again. So we've made it all the way past the area that we were looking at. 401.60 was the main area we were looking at from the 410s. So a really, really big move that we were able to visualize without making anything up, without being too greedy, being, making stuff up. We don't want to be like that. We want to be systematic. We want to be calling out things that make sense. So really, really good downside movement today. I am going to have to clean this chart up a little bit because this is my bigger time frame chart. Go back to the daily, zoom in, and you can see 411.75 is the level. Let's go ahead and color it something special. Let's find a cool color. Not a true gold in here. Let's do purple. I do like my purple. There we go. So 411.75, that's a little too dark. There we go, that's a little better. But that's the level to look past going forward. Remember, this is not over yet. All we've done is reject the range. We're still in range. Us being above the 392.60s doesn't really do anything for us. So inside of this range is basically what we need to focus on. We're looking outside of 392s and outside of 411.75. So a very, very, very large range, a range that we're not used to seeing. We're used to seeing about a $8 to $12 range. This is a lot larger than that. This is a, almost $20 range. That's a huge range. So we're going to have to pay attention. Tomorrow we have a lot of news and catalysts coming out with FOMC, all the different speakers, all the different news coming out. So we have to pay attention to, is the Fed going to remain aggressive or are they going to slowly pivot? Either way, though, we're going to get volatile moves. Probably going to end up with a very big day tomorrow, but we're going to probably open lower or higher based on the news coming out. So we need to pay attention to that, and then we'll play off those levels just like we did today, where we talked about if we could break above 411.75, we go long. If we crack under 406.80s, we're most likely coming back down to at least 401.60. We've done every bit of that today. We've even almost filled the gap all the way from where we started, which very impressive candle today. So moving forward, after we get the news, pay attention to tomorrow's pre-market prep. I will be covering everything that we need to go over for the next movement. Also, I'd like to add the dollar retook 104. 104s are a very crucial area to lose as support for bulls on equities to continue higher. This moving down lower is good for bulls on SPY. This moving up is bad for bulls on SPY. So we have to pay attention to this as well as we gauge the strength of this movement on SPY. So we'll be paying attention to both. But I appreciate each and every one of you in the stream today. Thank you guys for getting us to 120 likes. Again, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for engaging, interacting, dropping your info, dropping your updates, and taking in our updates as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you. But I'll see you later on. I'm going to end the stream here. I'll drop links in my usual spots, of course, for anybody looking to gain access to all of the streams. Be sure to join the link in the description of my YouTube to join our Discord. I also have my Twitter, my Instagram. Everything is down there. I'll see you guys later on. Have a great rest of your day. Be sure to check out the trade floor if you want to continue talking about the market.